Afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures slightly lower to start a brand new trading month. First day of July, first day of the third quarter. All three U.S. indexes coming off their best performing quarter in decades. The Dow was up 17.5% in the second quarter. Its best showing since 1987. S&P 500 gained 20%. In the second quarter. That's its best showing since 1998. And the NASDAQ obviously leading the way off the March lows, up 30.6%. Biggest quarterly gain since back in 1999. So all three U.S. indexes looking to extend those gains going into the new month and the new quarter. Even with the impressive bounce we saw off of the March low, still a lot of question marks when it comes to the COVID-19 cases coming out of the U.S. Certain states still, even yesterday, reporting record high cases once again. Individually this morning, we're seeing shares of FedEx moving around in the pre-market sharply higher after beating on its latest quarterly report. Beyond Meat to the upside this morning. They'll start or launch retail sales in mainland China and grocery stores coming up on the weekend. And we're also seeing some of the airlines moving around the pre-market. Going to talk about that as well. A lot to get to on the data front this morning. ISM manufacturing number at 10 a.m. for June. We're also going to get crude oil inventories, even with the holiday this week, coming up at 10:30. It is Wednesday, July 1st, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at overnight markets from the Asian region. We had a little bit of a mix showing here. You can see Nifty leading the way to the upside in India, 1.24%. Everything else pretty mixed so far. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far throughout the European region. A bit of a mix showing here also. Some red numbers in Italy, France and Germany there to the downside. Let's go over to North America and see how things are shaping up as well. Futures pointing to a mixed start now. We are positive once again on the S&P. The Dow still in negative territory. The NASDAQ back to break even as well. TSX futures here in Toronto pointing to a slightly lower open. Brazil's open already. We have crude oil higher ahead of inventories again at 10:30 and gold pointing to the downside. Lots of things, guys, to get to this morning. News I'm just seeing right here on Pfizer. You might have a little bit more of a handle on what is going on with Pfizer right now.
Yeah. I just tweeted, I don't, do you have the story up there? I just tweeted it out myself actually here, and we can show the exact tweet if I do have it here on 1 second. Yeah, here it is right here. Pfizer and BNTX. So we just confirmed early positive data from an ongoing phase 1/2 COVID-19 trial. So look, it's phase 1 and it's phase 2. Yeah. There's a lot of companies that are in this phase right now. Let's just check out Pfizer just for your viewing pleasure right here. Yeah, it's a boomer. So from 32 up to 34, nice little 5% bump today. We're not even really outside the range at all. The daily chart here, you guys can see this quickly. All we did, Pfizer's just been getting crushed lately. I'm not really sure why. We love Pfizer. I love the dividend. It's a good long-term play. I think Neil's even discussed this as well. Yeah, right here, 34.50. Always good to see news. But Neil, as you know, some of the trades have been to fade some of these. We've seen Moderna come out with great report and then have that fall back down. So we'll see. Hopefully there's some legs to this for the world and for any Pfizer owners as well. Yeah, you wonder if maybe it might hold up better because it's Pfizer and it's a stronger, more stable name. And, I know a lot of our viewers aren't in Canada. We are, so happy Canada Day. I've got my Team Canada jersey over here. I was going to throw it on, but this is a hockey jersey. It's legit. I will be sweating buckets if I try to wear this during the show. But going to give our support to Canada, obviously, on this holiday. But we're here for you guys. Lots of things moving in the market. Worth noting, that ADP number that came out, big revision from last month's number as well. So a couple of positive notes in the market here, Pfizer and that report that we had at 8:15 there, Brendan.
Yeah, a little bit
A little bit of an uptick on that number, but overall the futures really didn't move on that payrolls number, obviously, from last month. Lots to get to. I want to jump in first to top 10 traders here that did very well to end the month last month and the quarter yesterday, last day of the month yesterday, obviously. 81,000 guys, the top trader here at Day Trade the World. Amex, TSX here in Toronto, NASDAQ, some Europe in there as well, the Zitra over in Europe. 57,000 as well. Number two, 40,000. Five figures, though, once again, top to bottom, as far as the top 10 traders are concerned. Yet another great day here at Day Trade the World. There's a lot to talk about this morning. I'll throw up the coming up board here, guys. Coming up later in the show, we have yet another educational video. Very interesting one on the exponential moving average. So we're starting a bit of a series on indicators. This is going to be the first one, exponential moving average. Stay tuned for that one coming up a little bit later in the show. We also, guys, have live recording coming up. It's Wednesday, so every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on this channel, we do a live recording session of educational videos. So that's coming up at 1 p.m. There's some of the topics we'll be talking about. So lots to get to today. It's going to be a busy day. Let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. Happy Canada Day to all of the Canadians. Guys, sign up to our daily watch list and the link I'm sending on the chat. And subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. And of course, please support and hit the thumbs up as much as you can. I'll see you later. Let's have a great day, and back to Brandon.
It is going to be a great day. I can feel it already, guys. Why don't we start with a look at Pfizer here, pick out some levels, see how we can approach this thing today. I'll dig into the news a little bit, and you guys can have a look at the charts.
Yeah, 100%. The thing to remember about Pfizer is that, sort of oddly enough, it has been somewhat depressed, I guess is the best word to think about going into this little bounce it just had off of 31. So it is actually rounding up towards some resistance at that 35.5, 36 level, creeping up to the 50 here. I like Pfizer. It's kind of broken out through this 34, 20-ish range on any kind of a pullback. You know, that's what I've been looking at initially on the daily chart. But you can also have a look to see just how big this breakout extension is. And like Sean said, almost every single time there's been positive vaccine news, it's been a fade, whether you're talking about Gilead or any of these names here. It's just usually been an opportunity to sell it. So, and if we get into this 35.50 area, 36 area, looking here at the daily chart, it's going to be hard for me not to take a short there. Just a little bit of a support, short in front of support, sorry, resistance. I almost got to do it just looking at what has happened. So if we see consolidation in front of 36, you're probably going to see me jump into a short, of course. It's just day trade here. Nothing against Pfizer. And I like the long pulling back into that 34. See if it holds that previous resistance point in the last couple of weeks and maybe can have that turn into support.
Yeah, I'm going to go very, very small long here as it breaks through 35. Remember, the thing is, it's going to break, and then I already know it's going to come back down. I just want to make sure we do capture any kind of momentum. Obviously, the momentum's here. We've already missed it for 2 straight dollars. But I think a break at 35 makes a little bit of sense here on Pfizer. We look at the imbalance locator, and it wasn't there before, and now it is. I mean, even right there, like, look, we're bouncing between 80s and evens and 80s and evens. So it's bouncing around 20, 30 pennies right now, back and forth. Pfizer with a big bid imbalance. We'll see it take that 35 out, and then we'll see what happens at the open. But it's going to be a very, very small position. We'll probably hold it for $1 either way. So break of 35, take it to that 36 level that Neil's talking about, or we'll dump it if it goes back down below 34. Small risk, guys, maybe like 100 shares to start or something. Very, very small. We'll take our risk on it, though, see if we can't start the day off with a decent winner anyways.
The other end of that story, guys, that BioNTech or BioNTech is BNTX, if you want to look at that one as well. That one popped up, I think it was Monday. We were looking at BNTX off of the open, gapping up on positive news as well. So the other end of that story going to be BioNTech as well. From what I see, I mean, it's pretty positive. They expect to manufacture 100 million doses by the end of 2020 if it does get approved. So that's just the latest little tidbit there as far as the story is concerned. So manufacturing already lined up. Hopefully we can get something in the way of a vaccine fairly shortly as far as this COVID-19 goes. It's been a bit of a nightmare. Let's go to FedEx, guys. They reported earnings after market yesterday, beat right across the board. As expected, revenue was actually down slightly on a year-over-year basis, but I think that was to be expected. A lot of businesses obviously shut down because of the pandemic, so it was mostly just coming from online retail shopping. But yeah, nice look here, 12.5% for FDX.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I really liked? I mean, the numbers are there. We all knew. And thing is, like, this is not really a sandbag quarter. It's not like these companies are throwing the quarter in. It's just that it's known that it's going to be less. I'm more impressed with the JP Morgan upgrade, seeing future revenues coming back and strong. Of course, we're nowhere near anywhere we've been looking at. Again, this is up 12.5%. This is a big move here for FedEx. FedEx, how the mighty have fallen. We used to be a $250 stock about a year ago. This is now a daily chart, so you can see. Actually, we'll have to wait for it to load up, but as you can see, it's just going to go up, up, up. Okay, 158, 160. Look, to be honest with you, I like to play breakouts, especially on a daily chart. We are well above this moving average, which would have been a pretty sweet buy. This is a 50-period moving average down here at 116, 117. We are well above that now, as are most stocks at this point. So, yeah, 157. There's bunched up areas up here. 160, 161. You know, I'm not super in love with anything real early on this one. Obviously, from a psychological level, I'd like the 160 break. But for playing breakouts right now, I don't really see that much. And I mean, we could fade back to 155 here as well. Lots of volume, though, 418,000. Not going to be my number one stock on watch right now. It's not clean enough for me right here. But we will wait to see. If it breaks 160, we'll go long.
Yeah, I'm basically looking at 165, which was that last area of resistance where we had that massive dump off in February. So from that level, if we can get there, that's probably a tall task. We're already up 12%, but if we can get there, maybe looking at the short. I don't know if FedEx is going to be the top of the list with the gigantic gap. Great beat, fantastic for them, but it's away from any entries that I like for now.
All right, guys, Beyond Meat moving into mainland China grocery stores starting this weekend through Alibaba Group's holdings. Freshippo retail markets over in China. So a little bit of an uptick here, to say the least. 10% on that news this morning for BYND, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we, I love the graphic. I want to quickly jump in here. We have that new little board at the bottom that shows our positions. I did quickly see someone asking about why does it show that TTO. I made one trade earlier, so I made a little bit of a short. I made some money on that one, but I'm not in position. You'll see at the bottom when Sean and I are in active positions. It's a lot easier to follow. We hope you guys like it there. Beyond Meat, if you look at the last couple of sessions, it was quite a little bit of a drop that we certainly had in there into that 130 range before you get this little bounce that we're seeing. So there's some runway through the top when you look at the daily chart. Certainly, let's look back at this sort of 148 level, which was the first thing that I had in my mind. 148.50 to 148.75 is a bit of a target range for another potential breakout in Beyond Meat. If you see this gap try to fill back in, it's a 145 even to 145.50 break to the downside. Inside, during the pre-market, I'm probably not going to be all over it, but it's done $500,000 in the pre. It's definitely going to be in play today. Obviously, they've already been in China, but certainly expanding to grocery stores is a good look for them. And they're coming off of a big-time beat-up in the last couple of sessions. You saw what happened, when it broke through 136. It was just a huge drop.
Yeah, I'm going to be all over the same thing as you there, Neil. I like the 148. Just taking out this top here, 148.50, something like that. The wick all the way up here is 75. We're probably going to get to this today. China, obviously, we don't need to tell you how huge that market is, guys. We're going to see Beyond Meat just continue to fly up here, I believe, anyways. This was parabolic Beyond Meat. That's just after the IPO, so we're not going to go parabolic today. But you do have, 148, and then you get this bunch up here, and that sort of starts at 151, 152. So, I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but this news is good. If you break through that 149, I just want to give you guys a warning. There is a couple of stop points here. 52 is one, 54 is another, so watch for Beyond Meat. But I'm obviously a bull on this name today. We're already up 10%, so let's get out our firing squad for Beyond Meat, guys.
Guys, just seeing that BioNTech, BNTX, the other part of that Pfizer story, halted right now in the pre-market because of that news, obviously. So another one to look at there, BNTX on a volatility halt, I believe, at the moment. Let's go to Workhorse, one that's been a huge mover over the entire month of June, up more than 600% on the month of June. In fact, this entire group has gained momentum. The electric vehicle space, we've been talking about it more and more, it seems, over the past couple of weeks. Opening down this morning for the first time really in 3 days here. Decent gap to the downside as well, 5.5%. There's really no additional news on this, but this thing might be a little bit overdone at this point.
A little bit overdone, yeah. I'd say Workhorse yesterday. Look, we've been trading and it was a big trade. We got some nice super chats yesterday, and thank you for those super chats, guys, yesterday. Let's keep them going today for Canada Today. No, Workhorse today. Look, 17. Why is it still showing Beyond Meat? Let me just refresh that. There we go. Workhorse today. I like this 17. We touched down 17 a couple times. 17 yesterday. That's been a decent level for that run. We break 17 and have some resistance yesterday. So if you break it again, I don't see why we can't just keep on going. But yeah, I mean, is it overdone? Maybe. Check out the daily chart. I mean, this kind of says it all right here. We're just cruising around $3, $4, $5. Not even $5. Doesn't even stop there. Once you break this top of 5, it's off to the races. And look, I mean, 1750, we closed there one day, 1732. That could be a spot. There's really nothing up here on a daily chart, guys. This is a play on momentum. You just got to find out which way it's going to go. It's either going to be south side, and if so, I wrote down 1550. So we'll try to short 1550 on the short side, and then we'll go 17 long. I mean, it's a pretty well-structured play. For $1.50 risk, I think it's worth a couple hundred shares for sure, guys.
Yeah, those are only two numbers that I have written down. It's also worth noting anybody that was buying that at the close or buying that on the break of the sort of opening range there, whether it's a 1780 or you caught this one through 17 when it was bouncing to the downside. You think about what kind of a position they're in sort of heading into the end of the holiday week, right? So that 1550 breaks and you're staring at 10% decline on anyone that took a position on this last day where it finally came in. I think you're going to run into some stops through 1550. It's a good place to fade. Just worth noting, off of the open, in the pre-market, there's a couple of dips down, and there was a violent one off of the open before wicking right back up. So, I think it might be an opportunity on that short. It might break 1550 and then immediately put a test to that 17. That would not surprise me whatsoever. So you want to be careful with those stops in the first, 30 seconds, 1 minute off of Workhorse. It's very, very whippy and violent, as you can see by the price action here.
Another earnings name, guys. Let's go to the retail group. Macy's reporting a $3.58 billion loss in their latest quarter. That compared with expectations of $652 million, so a little bit worse than expected, to say the least. The loss per share equated to $11.53. That's compared to a profit of 44 cents a year ago. Sean, you were saying, no one's trying to hide anything as far as this quarter is concerned. This is another one. It was negative when I sat down this morning. It's already positive for Macy's.
I mean, remember, though, the futures took off completely, right? So, I mean, Macy's is going to be one of those COVID plays. We did talk about that already. And not a horrible quarter. Obviously, it's up. They could have crushed this stock for any of these numbers, and they're not doing that. My problem with Macy's here again today, and maybe it's just because it's the summertime and we've started up here, Pfizer ripping to the top, by the way. I don't even see Macy's in here at all, right? So there's no imbalance locator here for Macy's today. So, I mean, it'll be here, but it'd be less than 100,000 shares, only looking at the top 15 right now. $7. Look at the daily chart. I mean, I'm sorry that I'm not more excited about this, but we're right here. There's really nothing to talk about on Macy's. I would rather have them miss and then try to break this 6. But right now we are above the moving average. I think it's a good long-term play. We did come all the way to $10, $11 before. Dividends still intact, I guess, after that quarter. So we'll wait to see. But I'm not in love with anything. I mean, now that I look at this daily chart, guys, maybe I can zoom this in just a little bit more for you. There is something here. 7.25. So maybe if we get above 7.25, we'll start going on Macy's. But not super excited and haven't even really given this one much thought. Even though it's 1.5 million shares today, it's not bad.
Yeah, put it into context, that bumped on the futures. So you get the Pfizer news, obviously positive. It's a COVID play. Look at the airlines. Look at American Airlines on that same bounce. It broke through 13. It's testing previous few sessions ago. We had a high at 1360. We've been bracing against that for a couple of days in a row now, and it's actually looking like it wants to try to break through that. So it's a little bit of a stronger reaction here in the airlines for now. They're up 4%. At least American is, but interesting level here at 1360. If it holds above, this has been a level we've been trying to get through all week long, certainly, and even last week. So if we fail, yeah, we might be looking at a short opportunity through 1340, but we had some good news here. If we're taking out 3100 on the ES, you got to have some long plays and above 1360. If we can hold that at the open, AAL looks pretty solid to me. I'd probably prefer to be trading in those better sort of coronavirus names that we've had over the last month, like CCL and AAL and Delta, as opposed to Macy's. I'm with you there, Sean.
A little bit of news on UAL this morning as well. We're going to get to that one coming up here in a second. Let's go to the first of the little ones this morning. T2 Biosystems to the moon in the pre-market. They announced a COVID-19 diagnostic test kit that has already received FDA emergency use status. This, I think, was a little bit of a surprise for a lot, but TTOO, guys, sharply higher. My chart is not loading at the moment because it's a NASDAQ stock, but you guys can bring that up, TTOO.
Yeah, I had this up and I did make a trade. It's a big time gap. It went to this 240 market. I was looking to see if we can fail off of that. It did. There was a nice channel at 220 to 240. When it broke that, I was able to get some shares short at 210 and then just see what happens at 2 even. I figured I wanted to be fading into a 2 even break. It would be hard to get it. And then we saw some buying step up. So you can see how well this $2 has held. But that's given me now an indication that there's support at that price. If we can break 2, it's going to be a short for me. Right now, it does seem like it's running out of a little bit of steam. You're seeing it hold this $2 to 220 channel, which got me into the stock for the short side anyways. So I'm going to be looking at a 2 even break to the downside. If it can't take out 240, in the first, 5-10 minutes, a lot of times on a pop, that's going to be another reason to go short off of the high of day. So a couple of ways you can play this one. Potentially holding that 2 even gives you a long break play, or a long, in front of support play. I'd prefer if it can ever break out through 240 for a long. So watch out for off the open, 2 even short.
I know both my parents are watching, so I wanted to say happy Canada Day to both of you guys. Love you so much, and we'll hit the Canada flag for that. Thank you for all the support you guys have given me forever, and hopefully it continues, which I'm sure it will. But yes, I love you, Mom and Dad, for sure. And my brother, if he's watching around. What's up to everybody in the Katina household? Thank you so much for everything. But on this number here, look, T2, we'll just wait to see, man. 220 break could be something pretty special if that does happen. I do like what Neil's talking about. $2 break on the downside there also could mean something. So let's just wait to see. Look, for me, my number one stock, guys, today, I'm really thinking is going to be Beyond Meat, breaking through 148 and change. So let's watch out for 149 on Beyond Meat. But those of you that do like these small ones, T2, guys, already 20 million shares on this lovely Wednesday in Toronto.
In Novio Pharmaceuticals, guys, INO, it's been a busy one for INO this week. To the upside, we're gapping down this morning. Again, we saw for the first day yesterday there was weakness coming in. They updated their current human trial for their vaccine for COVID-19 yesterday. It seemed positive, but they sold the news. There's also multiple downgrades on INO today. So we're continuing to the downside today for this one as well.
It's actually still got a lot of room.
I was looking for options on, I was looking for puts on this thing. Like when these stocks go this parabolic, I mean, I see some people in the chat talking about, they're holding the bag and whatnot. And look, I mean, we've all done that. Hello, crypto and cannabis companies. But here's another one, guys. I mean, I honestly think unless there's a breakthrough, this run is probably all that there's been in this stock. You trade the rumors, not really the news. What happens if they're not the leader in this COVID trial and whatnot? It's going to be a little bit of a problem. We are fading back down. This kind of looks like a reverse V shape here. So what's the opposite of that? Like a little hut up and down there. So I think we come back, guys. I think we come back here to 15 or 16. I'd only be playing short on Inovio today.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we were talking about 21 and 15, and 23 was certainly the closest level that we were mentioning, and that's exactly where we are right now. So you've already sort of seen the break to the first level. Second level will be 21s for me. The problem with shorting pullbacks here is you basically have this low at 24 that you can work off of, and then from there you have a lot of chop action up to maybe 25 and then 27. So, any kind of a pop, I'm not going to be touching it if we break 25, but into that we'll probably still be active in short and in INO, and there's lots of room still to come to the downside. Just remember, it's short sell restricted, down 15%, so you're not going to be able to hit that bid. Sometimes that means you got to short it on the way to the upside to be able to get into your position.
We looked at
AAL there. Let's have a look at UAL, guys. United coming out this morning saying they're going to add 25,000 flights back to their roster starting in August. They're still overall operating at 48% capacity. If you remove international flights from that, 40% capacity. So a little bit of an uptick, obviously the market helping here, but we're back above 37 for UAL, 6.8% already.
Doesn't that seem like a lot of capacity? I mean, I didn't think that they were operating that high, but 40 to 48% sounds good to me, and it sounds good to the market. It looks like 6.5% up here on United Airlines. I mean, the high is 37.50. I mean, 37.75. I don't mind this little break here of 50 if that does come through. Remember, 3.5 million shares. You got to watch out, man. These market on open orders, like right there, we were just down to 30, below 36, and then we blast up 20 pennies. So you got to watch out. Only 5 minutes before we open. Yeah, why not? I mean, the news seems good. Higher flights back on schedule in August. Company said it's operating 48% capacity, as Brendan just mentioned. I like the play. I want to see what these futures do. We're still flat here, and this was a big move up. We can't, like when I woke up today, basically, the Dow was down 200 or 300 points. So now you're going to see this one all the way back, not when I woke up, when I first checked, all the way back up now to breaking through 3,000. So I really think this 3,000 is going to be a peg number. Let's wait to see what happens here. Like here it goes UAL right now. It's just up 25 cents since we started talking about it.
Yeah, the thing about it's such an extended move, and that's why American, which hadn't moved quite as much, I think there might have been a little bit more runway to. It's just worth noting that I kind of feel like after we get that revision on ADP and then you get the positive Pfizer news, the overall market didn't bounce all that much. You are seeing such a big extended move in a few names, and if the market tries to come back in and this wasn't enough, it just feels like it's a bit too much for me on UAL. I'll probably be looking at AAL above that 1360 price, and then if it can hold below it, I do like that setup a little better as opposed to United here.
Look, guys, at Boeing, Reuters reporting that the original certification for the 737 MAX, there was some documents, key documents about changes that were made before it was certified originally that regulators did not see. So a little bit of a question mark around the original certification now for the 737 MAX. The other story, obviously, the recertification flights continuing this week for the 737 MAX. We're back to positive territory here as well for Boeing, up 1.7% after a gap down initially.
Oh, man. I mean, Neil, you could take Boeing. I'm really upset here about Facebook because I wrote down 228 as a big level, and I even talked about that with our man Greg over there. And now Facebook's at 229, so we missed that trade in the pre-market. I do like Facebook going long, but now we have to wait for this thing to pull back. I felt like a sucker buying it on Friday at 217, but today I feel pretty good, 228. Neil, I haven't really looked at Boeing, so...
Yeah, I mean, Boeing for me the play was on Monday when they had that first news, and of course you got basically the entire swing on the first day up to 195. It was having some trouble yesterday coming back in. This is obviously not the best news, of course, but certainly the overall play on the COVID and Pfizer news here is going to bump almost all of these names to the upside. 185 is a big level. If it can't hold 185, we're probably going to retrace some of this. Very similar to American Airlines and UAL we also talked about there. So, I am looking overall at Boeing to the long side. But remember, those flights end today, and it's a news-based play. So do watch out. There could be some headline risk as we see how that actually all plays out on the day.
More COVID news today, guys. QLGN, they have a antibody test that has been given FDA approval. So big pop in the pre-market here for QLGN. Watch 675 up to $7 if you go out to a daily time frame. Big time resistance, 675 to $7 on QLGN, guys.
Oh, I just wanted to also talk about Luckin because yesterday it did 60-something million shares, 17 million shares on the pink sheets. So, and that's OTC markets. It's LKNCY. Again, I know that some brokers aren't able to trade, but they had a monster move there yesterday, all the way to 245. That was where all the volume was. It really did die off in the afternoon, so not really sure what the market's going to say today, but Luckin Coffee on watch. There's also Chesapeake over there now as well, trading on the pink sheets, and I believe that is CHKAQ. So we'll check that stock out as well. But right now, Luckin Coffee there. It's unfortunate because Facebook was going to be a large play for me off the open. So right now, we're just going to have to wait to see what does happen with Beyond Meat. That's one of the ones I wrote down. And then I did want to check back in on Workhorse as well, of course. The Badger, the Honey Badger there. That's Nikola. Workhorse is here as well. So both have these electric vehicles. We'll see. No product, no matter. These stocks just keep ripping higher and higher. Let's see if Workhorse has had its day or not.
Yeah, that QLGN didn't have locates the first time I looked at it. It's already continuing to make another secondary breakout. I was watching it below 565. I wanted to be a shorter of this name, but it's continued to take out highs. The other one that I wanted to quickly talk about, we have TTOO that we all know about, but watch out, guys. We also have MYOS is another name that I'm watching today, up 100%. This one holding a better rollover to the downside off of $3. It tested it a second time. It's up 130%. Watch for a 2-even break, much like we're going to be doing in TTOO. But we have Randy on the bell today, one of our IT members today, and happy Canada Day, Randy. We have about 20 seconds to go, so watch out beyond meat. Pfizer bouncing off of 34.20, so making another run at that 35. You might see that come into play rather quickly off of the open. And watch TTO. But here we go, dropping that little countdown. There's my Team Canada jersey. I'd put it on, but I'm telling you, it's going to be hecka hot if I put that thing on. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ring that bell. Happy Canada Day to everybody. Nobody rings the bell like Randy. He'd do it all morning long if he could. So
Randy's
remember, TTO, we're watching through 3. Beyond Meat initially to the downside as I'm watching 145 break. So going to put that 148, sort of 147.50, 148 a bit in the bag there for a little bit. But watch out. Remember, we wanted to be watching Workhorse, but allow this one to settle itself down. What did it do? Just like yesterday. Massive dip down to 1550. And now it looks like it might try to break it again. But watch out if it wants to fade to 17. That could be another way to get in. 1550 is the break that we're watching, though.
Yeah, exactly. We'll watch Workhorse breaking that one. And look at this Beyond Meat already, guys. We picked this up on that bottom. I told you we were watching out for that one. 144.75. It's already $1.20 in the money. Here goes Beyond Meat. Just rips up and comes right back. So we're going to watch out for Beyond Meat. Rips upside. We'll get out again if it goes back to 146. We're long 144.70 right now, guys.
Yeah, and watch out for TTO, sorry. It's checking up to that 220 mark. I like the 220 break. 240 is also going to be a level. If we can't run past this level, it's going to definitely be a short opportunity for us in TTOO. Pfizer is approaching that pullback to 34 that I was watching. So going to be looking to get into Pfizer on a bit of a dip play. If we get any consolidation on Pfizer, we want to see if we can buy that news. Remember, BNTX, the other leg of that news, got halted, so we'll look to see when that does reopen. But I'm watching TTOO, the closest here. It's about to go through that.
Guys, we're running things right now. We are running things. Beyond Meat to the upside. We just take a $2 winner on Beyond Meat, and now we're long again, so let's watch that go. Here goes TTOO, so we've got that one as well. Lots of things happening now. Bang, bang, double outs on TTOO there, taking a decent amount of shares at 220. Let's see how high this one wants to go. But look at Beyond Meat. We're running this stock, guys. 147. 148. We're long again, 146.80. We've already taken out profits, and bang, there it goes, Beyond Meat to the moon. Happy Canada Day. And yes, it starts off that way already. We're 2 minutes in, and this is what we're doing. I wish Canada Day was every day. Let's go.
Watch out, Workhorse 17. I've taken out half of my position in TTOO. Remember, 240 is that high, so for me, that break is likely to have slowed down at 240. It didn't even quite get there, so it's going to be a short for me if it gets back below that 215 and can't make a run to the top. It's already been a good long play, but I want to get us over to Workhorse. I'll do that after we check in on our good friend American Airlines. Big push to the upside, guys. We're going to have to look for the pullback to 1360 here. It never really gave you that little bounce to the downside to see if we'd hold below that 1350. It's strong move to the upside. Market moving. AAL looks like it was just as strong as we might have expected today. Should have been all over this one. UAL, we'll check in a minute, but here comes 14 even on American Airlines. 1360 is our support. We'll buy in front of that.
And guys, look at this damage we've done on Beyond Meat here. You want to talk about trading. 144.70 long. Look where we get some out. $1 winner. Then we get out for $2 winner. Then we go long again right here. A much bigger position. 146.80. And bang those out all the way up. Our best out, 147.85. Watch out for Beyond Meat to take out the top here. We still are really long TTOO. So we'll wait to see there. We got out at 228, 227. I just took some out right there. 223. We are long 222. So we're going to have to wait for that one. Beyond Meat now falling back down just a little bit. That's why we took some out there. 147. Wondering if that's going to be a little bit of a pivot. But look at these futures. futures, guys. We do break through 3,100. Here we go.
Yeah, and here goes INO actually bouncing to the upside. Now remember, we thought we wanted to be fading this one. We talked about 24 and 25. Here comes that first level. Once it starts to roll over, you get any kind of consolidation, we'll look to see if we can't jump into shorts. INO, the party has been done for at least the last session. You saw what happened in the pre-market. Just be careful past that 25. A lot of room to that 27 mark. Also, check in on Workhorse. 17 coming in any second now. You want to make sure you have these key levels. 17 is a big one on Workhorse. If it holds, we want to jump into the short. If it breaks, we want to go to the long side. Brennan, I believe you had something. What do you got, bud?
Guys, we were talking about the airlines in the pre-market there. Cruise lines really strong as well. Look at the volume that came in at the open there for RCL, up 7.8% already, guys.
Beyond Meat is fading back down 145.50. We'll get out of some and then hold that last 10% if that does go. Beyond Meat's been a monster trade for us so far today. There it goes. So it does come crashing back down a little bit. That's why we take it off. Now we'll just wait to see if we take out the very bottom. But I'm not really too worried about that. We've already cashed in on Beyond Meat. So that was a great trade. Which way about that? Facebook right now. Look, we loved the 228 level. Now we're busting up to 230. So we're going to try along through 230 here on Facebook. It does bounce off that level. So right here, the futures make a nice move up. And now we're waiting to see what it wants to do coming back to the downside. We'll see if we can pick up some of these names on the cheap. And then here's Macy's, like I said, boring me right now, not doing anything, guys.
Yeah, MYOS is making a move to the downside. 2 even break we like. Now that we're holding below and did not break through this 245, 250 level, it looks like it's going to be a short on this one. Also, Workhorse just held 17 rather nicely, so that looks like it might come into play. 15.50, we have a break. If we retest and have a chance to enter in front of 17, we'll take that shot with a 17 out. But right now, MYOS, I'm looking to get into position in front of this VWAP 230, guys. But Brendan, what do you have for us?
This one popped up earlier in the week, guys. ATHE going again today, 45% already. Big time relative volume. Behind this move higher, it held 145, 150 here right at the open. Watch this high up here, 180 for ATHE, guys.
ATHE, that was from yesterday. I'd actually taken that one off my board, believe it or not, and certainly going to have to throw it back in there. It hasn't taken out the top, which I would prefer on a bit of a break play, but we'll definitely have to have a look at. You would have seen pop in here MYOS. We've started a position in that name, so we have it to the short side. I also liked, in addition to that one, QGLN was the other one moving. If we can quickly get to that. QGLN, we didn't have any locates on, but that's okay. It's only running upside. We're looking pullback to the 660 break and then see if we can't initiate a longward trend. VXRT had a similar move and it gave you bounces all the way up. So I'm kind of hunting that same type of trade there for now. Looking TTOO to add in front of 2. I'm going short when 2 breaks. So I'm going to jump into that long a little bit more in front of it.
Guys, we've been hitting luck and coffee here. Yeah, TTOO there, flushed out a little bit there at 10. So we did get out of some TTOO there, but we are back into this game on luck and coffee. You can see we just took a 3 break, and now it's just ripping to the upside here. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to break through 310 here, but we are long again at 06. So luck and coffee, we did talk about that yesterday. The Chinese company here trying to make waves to the north side here. Didn't they report or something about luck and coffee? We'll find out about what their story was soon with Brendan, but luck and coffee right now to the upside, 1.5 million shares, approaching 2 right now, guys.
Yeah, and here comes Workhorse. Just watch out. 1550 is going to come rapidly. We want to make sure we get into this one. We're going to be trying to hit that bid, of course. It is a thinly traded name, but the liquidity looks very, very good here. 1550 was the break to the downside we were watching. This is a level we're going to grab right here. I'm also going to be loading back into some MYOS, shorts in front of 240, and then remember 2 even on TTOO. That's the death point, but it looks like the WKHS about to pop in any second now. Let's see if we can't get a slap shot. Quick little scalp if we can get it in front of 15 on that out, and then we'll see how far we can go here. Workhorse down 10%. Let's see it go further.
Wow, okay, so yeah, I am waiting for that Workhorse trade to come through as well. So we do go short now on Luck and Coffee. We will see what that one wants to do. We are now short 14s. It's printing some 10s. So we'll wait to see if this one wants to come back down or not. There goes Facebook, guys, 228.24. Sorry, we put a little low bid here to see if we got tested out on that one. Our breaking point will be
I'm going to hit the slap shot, and I got to do it because it's Canada Day, and everyone around here is a boot hockey. That's what we try to do. I talked about initially getting out a scalp 1550 short and some in front of 15. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do. We have direct market access, so it's going to be a reasonable trade for me to do that. I'm going to jump back in if we can get any kind of a pullback into 16s, see if we can't further this trade and workhorse to the downside. I can tell you TTOO wants to break that too, and I should stick to my game as a shorter sometimes on these names, but we're going to take one more shot in front of 2 even. I'm reversing short on this position when 2 even breaks regardless, so we do like that one if it goes below that price. But right now, workhorse to the short side working for us. MYOS also in the money, but we missed the reload, so I'm not too happy about missing that reload, guys.
And here we go, guys. It's more. It's a chicken dinner winner. Look at workhorse go. Yes, sir. Here we go, guys. Couple hundred shares on this play, and it goes down to 60s. We talked about this cracking 1550, and boom, shakalaka. Arrows to the downside as we go downside here on workhorse. The day is getting bigger and bigger. Happy Canada Day to all. A nice little $1+ winner. And bang on workhorse. We took out way too many early, but it is still falling. Luckin Coffee's a 22-penny winner as well. Wow, this day, yesterday was my best day of the month. Today, we're starting it already. It's great. Now we hit our goal at 939. Okay, got to put the goals a bit higher here. What a trade, workhorse, guys, and Luckin Coffee, kaboom. What up, Beep?
A little bit of news, guys, on Luckin Coffee. There's a board meeting set for tomorrow, July 2nd, where they'll discuss the removal of the director of the board. They also restated their last quarter earnings, the one that was in question. Still a lot of question marks as far as what actually happened as far as the earnings are concerned, but board meeting set for tomorrow for LK, guys.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm actually getting back into some more workhorse here. I did get that 1550 break as well, still hanging on to some, but then adding on this little pop. So, short the breakdown, short the pop. If we get a downward trend, we want to be a net short throughout that move in workhorse if we can get it. I can tell you TTOO actually bouncing off of 2, so looks like we got a decent level there. You see me buy into it on the way back down, some 10s, some old 3s in front of 2 even. I am going to be shorting this one through a 2 even break. That hasn't happened, so let's see if we can't get back up to that 220 and take these out for a nice little winner on TTOO.
Yeah, wow, guys. Everything is just popping off like mad right now. Our Facebook long, 228.24. We're going to wait to see. We're giving that one to 227.50. If the futures want to go, I think Facebook should join the party. We were up here near 230. Instead of me getting excited going long, we probably should have shorted that one, so we'll wait to see on that. But there goes workhorse, guys, again, 1450. Your boy has this one, and we have it big time. So it's a siren alert. We have this at 1550 on the break. So big little trade there. Big little trade. There's a little trade there. Big winner on workhorse to start the day. Look, I'm trading everything, guys, today. Beyond Meat's been a nice little runner for us. That's still my biggest stock. Luckin Coffee's a monster as well today. And now workhorse goes downside. And look at our outs, guys, in the 60s there. So nice out on workhorse. We're just running this stock. There goes Facebook as well. Hello, Facebook. Give me it. Bang, there it is, another 70 cents on Facebook. So 229's $1 now in the money on Facebook as Facebook just continues to rip upside. So yeah, picking up everything today. Small caps, OTC markets, TTO, LNC, whatever you want beyond me. Let's go, guys. Big day.
Yeah, absolutely. Workhorse for me, I still have the reload that we got in here. I took the same out in the 60s. Sort of just see it rounding out at the bottom here, guys. So you watch it and you take some out. You got to take profit on the way down. I'm still looking for pullbacks. I like every short until it gets to about 1570. That's going to be the kill zone for me. Of course, 17 was that top end. MYOS is heading in the money for us, but Brendan has something, guys.
QLGN, guys, back below that $7 in a hurry. Big rejection up here at 740. We're back below 7 to kind of 680. Watch that area. If we get a retest of that, might see lower prices, guys.
Yeah, I still don't think we have any locates on that one, but you do want to see if it can hold that sort of 580 area on QLGM before I would actually consider jumping back into a long trade, maybe getting back above 7. We just got also into Beyond Meat. That just kicked the top off. So I had one trade I was looking for in Beyond Meat. That was what we talked about off the open, it taking out this high and then going to the long side. So it just brushed it and got me triggered in. So it looks like it broke it. Although I'm looking at this look at my chart and questioning how high it did go, but I'm now long into Beyond Meat. Workhorse, the resell, not a rebuy, sorry. The reload in Workhorse is now in the money about 60, 70 cents, of course. We've already taken over $1 on that one. No downside targets necessarily when it comes to Workhorse. When you have these parabolic moves and they start coming back in, you just start looking at those even dollar levels, and that's why you'll probably see, Sean or I mentioned, I'll get out some in front of 12.50, in front of 13 or whatever it might be, because look, there's just not much of anything on the daily till 10. You go to the higher time frames, you're just going to be sitting there sitting pretty. I actually like 12.50. That's a target I would have on the full day. Otherwise, I'm looking at 13.50 as the next out. I'm looking at the next pop being back to about 14.50 to 15 even. So another win on Workhorse here, and we'll continue this party. But Beyond Meat is going to the upside, guys. It's all working out here. And I guess if we have a good enough day, maybe I will put that shirt on, but I feel like it's good luck sitting next to me, so we'll keep that Canada jersey there later. But you guys can guess who's on that jersey, by the way.
Guys, I forgot my Canada jersey, and if I had it on, I'd be putting it on right now because that's just the kind of day that it is right now. We had this Beyond Meat long. Unfortunately, we did get out of our last 10% there, but yeah, the money just keeps coming in, and we go long again, and this is what we're doing. We're swinging the big stick today. Bang, that to the upside, guys. Lots of money here on everything as we go today, including Facebook, including this Beyond Meat trade, everything working out. Workhorse, we just took some out down here. Look, guys, this is a big trade. 15.50, we give you that one. And it just gets hammered all the way back down to Workhorse, guys. Big trade alert for me. If your kids and wife are watching this, hide them because it's about to get nasty around here. We're just crushing everything we see today. The only stock that we've lost on is this TTOO. And we didn't really lose. We did take some out there. So it is a losing trade for me. But we did hold our last 10% and get out there breaking through $2. So after that, everything else just running things right now. Big day for me.
I'll second that. My losing stock is going to be TTOO, of course, is going to be that runner as well. I talked about going short at 2 even, so it just took out 2. I did get the short trade at 98 on the reversal. I also just took some out for a 50-cent scalp on Beyond Meat. I'm looking for pullbacks. Initially, let's go to the 3 so you can see it a little bit better here. We zoom in. I'm looking for pullbacks in and around a 148 range if we can hold that one. That might be a little bit too deep. If it goes to 150 right away, fantastic. It's a potential breakthrough there as well. Brendan, what do you got for us, buddy?
MYOS, we mentioned this briefly, guys. 200% now. Just got a volume alert here on MYOS as we held $2 again, straight back up to 275 here. Again, they were involved in a merger agreement for this one, guys. So watch this top 280. It's a cash and stock deal. So watch this top 280 for MYOS, guys.
There goes Beyond Meat through 150. I actually was getting out and couldn't even get back in. I crossed about 15 pennies on that one, and it went 30 to the long side. So forget about buying the breakout unless you were ultra aggressive. I'm still buying any pullback I can get my hands on. TTOO, thank you very much. The reversal, maybe we'll make almost everything back on this one. That's certainly going to be the plan for me on TTOO. We like that short through 2. Already starting to take some out on the way down to 190. Previous close 127, throw that out. I'm looking at 185 as the first target to the downside.
And guys, yeah, the day, by the way, hello, Beyond Meat. Bang, that one. Look at this, 149 long. That's why we hit the fruit salad. This has not even been a roller coaster, but welcome if you're on it. It's been a monster day. Look at the positions we have. Workhorse, $1 in the money. Luckin Coffee, we're short now at 3. Let's see how far this one goes down. Facebook, this is $1.08 in the money. $1.08 in the money. He's in the building again today, guys. And then Beyond Meat is another $1 in the money. Brendan, I think I'm going to be done trading, but then what will we do the rest of the day, right, bud?
Something with fruit salad, possibly. General Mills, guys, another earnings name. They reported aftermarket yesterday. Positive earnings, but we did get a gap down today, just popping up on some volume as well. Tag 61 up there. Bit of a reversal now, but GIS also reported, guys.
We just dump our position right there, and we take that out as our day, man. It's like falling money here today. It's been a fantastic trade. Look at this Facebook long, 228.30. We just get it out right there for that dollar winner. It's 229 and change. We're going to wait for $30 to break, but wow, this day is amazing, guys. Luckin Coffee now, another 10 cents in the money as we continue to run this. Look at this long, short bang, short bang. Let's just keep this going, guys. Big day alert.
Yeah, and Beyond Meat for me, we talked about catching pullbacks as well, so I've reloaded back into Beyond Meat. We'll go to the 1 so you can see executions just a little bit easier here. We got out at the 150, and we're now catching this one on a little pullback. We mentioned 149 we liked on a pull, so we got our price below 150 on this pullback. We also have TTOO working in the money for us, but I don't want to get too far away from that other name that was going to be in play off of the Pfizer news. It's still halted BNTX, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to be going on with that one. If you want to play the big move that we had in the morning, Pfizer has come all the way back in, guys, to that through 34, which I wanted to see hold. It did not do that. So for me, Beyond Meat in the money. It's making another run past that 150 mark. It doesn't matter how you trade these trends. As long as you have a plan of action and you have the right direction, I think you're going to be okay. For me, a lot of times I like to play the breakout and the pullback simultaneously. We're going to take this pullback trade. I'll get some out in front of 150.50, so it's 50-60 cent scalps in the first half. Hang on to the second area. It's got to hold 149 even for me. Otherwise, I'm probably going to jump out of these trades. But it's 3 executions long. I'll see if we can't do even more than that. The trend has been fantastic in Beyond Meat. Now, other than TTOO, which has been a bit of a disappointment here because even the short reversal hasn't gone too far, but we're now making some money on that short. Workhorse pulling back in. Watch out for 15.50 on the way back up, guys.
Guys, you guys want these big winners, man? Just follow me on Twitter. We're going to put that up in a minute at TraderTV Okay, here goes Facebook blowing to the upside. Here we're testing small right now at 230. That does seem aggressive to me, as we were long down here at 228.25. So we do take the long again, and we just took some out for 20 cents there at that top side, 232.20 there, 230.20. Sorry. Now we're just going to hold the rest of this Facebook and see how high it wants to go now, especially if these futures go, man. 230. Wow, I bought this thing the other day, like I said, at 217. So bang, there it goes again, man. It just keeps on going upside. We'll see how this wants to trade itself out. But right now, big winners, guys. 60 cents on Workhorse. Unfortunately, we didn't get the very bottom there. Beyond Meat, Neil was talking about trading that one. And you just really need to listen at the beginning of the show where I gave you this 148.75. We both loved that level. Goes upside. We get a little excited there and take a quick $2 winner on the first bit, but then we milk that to the moon, going north side on that. Luck and Coffee's been a big trade as well, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's been a fantastic morning. Certainly there's going to be lots of things to get back to. That ATHE that Brendan brought to our attention, it did have a little bit of a failed break to the upside there. So I don't know that it excites me too much there, but we don't want to get away from Workhorse. Like, this all started out as good as Beyond Meat has been. Look, Workhorse was the crazy trade, and I don't want to hit your key, Sean. I'm trying to find my favorite one. I can't find it. Sorry, guys. I want to hit the perfect or the flawless victory. We almost got bottom wick at that little bottom in front of 1350, but watch it roll back up to this 15 even area. If we're going to hold below VWAP and take another leg to the downside, I'm going to take a shot one more time. Brendan, what do you got?
Africa, guys, seeing a little bit of strength in some of the cannabis names today, just above this 435 area from yesterday's high. Decent volume behind this as well. Just popped up on a volume scanner, guys, APAHA.
Guys, get ready for this one because Superman is in the building again. Hey, Valeria, what's up? So Superman in the building. Look at this break, 230 long up to 231. Look where our Facebook has been today, 228.23. Ho-hum, took that one right there. Now we're up another 70 cents in the money. Look at the bottom. Look at my trades, guys. Beyond Meat, we're long right now. 149.20 after being long here. I got to post these up on Twitter ASAP so you guys can watch these trades with me. Facebook, exactly. Long here, and out. Now holding 10%. This cannot be a loser for me now. Big time trades. And my best trade of the day is this Workhorse trade that we have hammered. And we'll check out Africa because you know who else can come in the building at any time. We can get Weed Batman back in the building. So we'll see if that. Look at Beyond Meat now taking out day's high again. 151. Holler. You know what? It's already this time. It's already time to raise the Trader Trophy. We already own this thing. Thank you for all the love and all the support. And bang, $2 winner now on Beyond Meat. Let's go, baby. I gave this one to you guys 148, 146, 144 is my best long here on Beyond Meat. I got to tweet this guy out.
Yeah, we've had multiple longs on Beyond Meat. It's going to continue to give you these breaks and pullbacks. I'm catching the breakouts. I'm also catching the pullbacks. Lots of ways you can do this. Workhorse just gave me another entry there. We got 14.78 to the short side in front of 15 even. So we're going to be back into that name. We also talked a little bit about Macy's, not knowing, well, I didn't want to be playing this one. It is a little bit strong here, but it's kind of muted action. It's decent volume. I'm not going to be involved and stick to Workhorse, which has been a gift that keeps on giving. So in the money about 20 cents. Remember that $13.50. That was the price that our initial short turned around in front of. I do think if we get this short and are able to add to it, I'll certainly have that as a bit of a target as well. And a lot of times you see these moves to the downside, there'll be some consolidation at a higher low. That could be 14 even when I look at the chart here. So we want to make sure we're taking profits on this short, allowing ourselves to reload as we're sticking with this style. Brendan, what do you got for us?
BNTX, guys, just to open there. Where it was just going to check that. 77.80, it looks like it opened all the way down to 73 in a hurry here. Bit of a bounce, but a huge monster volume behind this BioNTech, guys.
And TTOO, I was about to say I don't like you. But I like TTOO again. Thank you very much. We got that short reversal at 2 even. We're now heading towards that initial target of $1.85. Once we get through, there's a $1.25 stock yesterday, right? I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you know what can happen when we get these retracements taking up multiple levels in the morning. Next stop, the quarters. That'll be 175 and then 150 as well. Thank you, Sean, for hitting that one. Having some trouble finding my nice ones on the board here. Too many awesome animations on the board there, Rob. So I got to clean this up at some point. But there you go, 185 on TTO. I'll take a few more shares out. Still hanging on to the workhorse short in the money for us, and looking for the next pullback trade on Beyond Meat, hunting about 149, 149.50 again.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of Beyond Meat if it breaks back down below 148.50 or so. So that's a name to look at there. But yeah, I mean, we're already done, guys. I mean, this day has already been so huge. You can see the numbers there. And if you did want to follow me here on Twitter, let's see how many followers we do have now. 3,800. Can we get to 4,000 today? That'd be nice. That'd be like a Canada Day face slap. There we go. We'll slap that up. Oh, another thing too is we put some stuff on, some pretty neat stuff here on my Instagram page here. I don't even know how to get to my profile, but here we go, guys. 600 followers. Good one. Some home runs happening. We have some live stuff going on too. So follow me on Instagram at TraderTV. 606. Oh, here it is here. A nice little review of what we talked about yesterday with 12-minute chart time frames, guys. We do have coming up, though, later on after the show, we do have an educational segment to throw down for you guys. Exponential moving averages. You guys want to know all about them, and we'll tell you all about them right after the show, 11:55. Well, we'll still be going on, but that's the point. Right after, we don't want to lose you guys as viewers. Make sure you watch that. Facebook comes out. We didn't take it off on the top there. We get out some of the last bit right there. We took some out on 230 break, so that's flat. Then our last 10% comes out for a 40-cent hit. So money on the first 90%, and the last 10 we take a bath on. I mean, by bath, I mean lose. But we'll wait to see how that's going. We'll check back on Unluckin soon, guys.
Bit of a level at 1450 here on Workhorse. Remember 1550, I already have 78 to the short side, so we're in the money. I'm looking to now add, if we can break this level here, I'll add on a breakdown, and then we'll have a nice average price sort of in this range in front of 15. Now, if we can get it, so we just threw the order out on the break. We missed it. I didn't slide far enough, so we'll have to get a little bit more aggressive to get in there. There we go. We got 1440s, 41s there, so we do add on this nice little break. The reload looks good. Remember, I'm taking some profit in front of 14. I'm then looking for 1350 as the next out, just sort of maintaining the overall plan. It was Beyond Meat to the upside, which would not hold a pullback level, by the way. So now we're hunting some of those earlier morning trades. But it's Workhorse for the second time, third time, check that, and already down to that 14 mark, so we can already hit our first target to the downside there. Workhorse, I don't know, man. It feels like you draw a line in the sand on that. When we drew the line to 1550, we're able to get the shares. Sometimes you'll see the breakdown trades missed when you have a stock that's moving like this. Not today on Workhorse. And look at the buyer at 14 that's about to get beat down. I still got this short. We had 78s. We took that out. We got 40s now. We'll take that out in front of a 1350 for another big win on Workhorse. Brendan, what do you got?
Just seeing a little bit of a story on AstraZeneca, guys. I guess they saw Pfizer out with news regarding vaccines, so they had to update their vaccine trial, which is going on, if you remember, over at Oxford University in the UK. It was just an efficacy update as far as the timeline is concerned. They didn't give a date, but they said everything's still on track as far as their current human trial for their vaccine, guys.
Sorry. No, I was just going back. I was just going back to this the TTOO. It bounced off this 185 break. So anytime a key level for me has a failed break, I'm going to take a few more shares out. I'm still holding a little bit less than half the position, which I did want to have half on the breakdown. It just immediately bounced off of that level. So I'm now looking at pullback $2 to add to my short position there. You can see we only have the shortened Workhorse, the reload at 40s. I was going to give everything to 50, but I'll probably give this to 1450, but not 15 even. Check that. We'll slide our stop up as it goes in the money, or down, I should say. But right now, TTO, the reload's not till $2. We'll definitely have to check back in on that one. I still would love to be involved a little bit more in QLGN. As we mentioned before, still looking to see if we can get locates. At some point, the well's going to break at 565, and I'd love to be shorting that price. If you can do it, that's the short that you got to be watching for. The longer it consolidates at this area, you're going to get a second opportunity. I know a few guys will be looking at this one through about 635 and 640 for a secondary break. QLGN already up 50% on the day, but giving it back in, I want to be shorting it through 565.
Yeah, you know what, Neil? I'm kind of wondering myself here. Do we take this workhorse out? Because we're $1.50 in the money here. Short 15.50, sorry. It's bounced off a couple times at 14. I think we'll do that. We'll just take that out and capture a big win here on workhorse if we can get it back down to 14 and then play the short from that spot. This has been worked for us today, so why not just hit this again if we can? We'll trade some workhorse here for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I sort of second that. When you put in that higher low, and it's sort of anticipated because we've seen the pattern from time to time on the first bigger pullback day where you do put in that higher low that can be expected, and then you get some consolidation, and then you get that sideways trade where holding the short seems like it's useless because you can always get the break of the low at that point. So I might adjust my target a little bit, but not by too much. I still like it to the short side below VWAP and 15 even, guys. So we'll, for now, stick with that. We haven't really mentioned our good friend Tesla. I know a few people certainly are going to be watching that one. 1100 has broken and held on a pullback, so like it doesn't take an expert to be able to read this level here. If it breaks back below 1100, that could be an interesting thing for us. The market is sort of coming back in, and you're seeing Tesla off the highs, but that's a high of 1118. Yeah, you can't stop that one, and it's not the only name in the game, guys. Remember Plug? I thought this one was a little bit done and we started fading it a little bit, but it made another move to the upside. We're now holding down around 840. Relatively weak compared to all of these other electrical names. So if I'm going to be shorting a pullback in them, it's usually going to be in Plug. Today, I'm looking at the lower highs it's putting in. If you get a consolidation above 840, 845, we'll take the shot at the low of the day break on PLUG. I'd rather short them than short Tesla. I've learned my lesson there.
Yeah, exactly. And we're trying to get out of that workhorse as well. I'm going to be back into Tesla, guys. We haven't looked at it yet today, but Tesla, obviously a name that we do love. Let's check back in on Facebook here. Back to 230. So that little flush out should not have taken it, but that's okay. It does come out. We do take always, guys, when we break even levels, your boy always gets out. So that's the way we're trading Facebook today. Let's check back in on Mr. Softy for a little bit. Wow, Microsoft 203. Big time trading on Microsoft today. Anybody enjoying that one? That's been a good little mover for anybody looking at Facebook today, at Microsoft, sorry. Touching down at 200. Big investment opportunity. I love Microsoft, one of the largest holdings for myself personally, but that is Microsoft to the upside. I do want to check out Workhorse. We are still waiting at 1411. I think I put my bid at or in the teens anyways, so we're going to see what happens here with Workhorse, guys, coming back down. I'm trying to hold that 1550 level there, see what happens if that does break.
Yeah, absolutely. And Beyond Meat does make a final turnaround. And again, when you're taking dips and trying to play them, you have to see at least a little bit of consolidation. And it doesn't do anything until you get to this 147.50 mark. I think that's the first level we can watch on a nice little support for Beyond Meat. But it's already 10 o'clock. Wow, this day is moving fast. It tends to happen when it's a good one. Let's go to Brennan for happening now.
Hey guys, yeah, you blink and you miss it. 30 minutes gone already. It's 10 o'clock. We talked about that ISM manufacturing number that just came out there at 10, 52.6 versus 49.5. So ISM manufacturing for last month, 52.6 versus 49.5. That's a lot better than expected. S&P 500 now up 0.5%, back above 3,100 again. The Dow up 0.5% as well. Not as good for the NASDAQ today, only 0.2% we saw yesterday. Some of the tech stocks a little bit to the weak side. 10,000 or 10,000, the round number for the composite. Definitely possible to come into play once again today, but we'll watch that. The Russell small caps 0.6% to the upside. TSX obviously closed Canada Day, holiday. We were up 0.8% yesterday for the TSX. Down in Brazil, 1.5% now into positive territory for Brazil stocks. Here's a look at Bed Bath & Beyond, one that popped up on a volume scanner very, very early this morning. Ended up not really doing anything at the open, but give you a nice 1075, 1080 area as far as the top if the market wants to start getting moving to the upside. Noted some of the energy names were strong initially, starting to come back to the downside. Marathon here a little bit weak, 625 down to 610. Again, decent volume behind MRO on the sell side. And the banks, guys, the banks leading the way. Look at JP Morgan, 1.5%. Just as we speak, taking out day highs for JPM, guys. Back over to you.
JP Morgan, we're waiting to see here what Luckin Coffee wants to do here. I did just go short this name, but it looks like we're getting not stopped out, but yeah, we'll just punch out there. Damn it. We went short there, 79, got out 82 there on Luckin Coffee. I know it's a small little trade, but we'll wait to see if we can't make some more money back on this one. You know, using more shares than normal because obviously you see the way this stock is trading. There is a level here at 279, so we can try to go long here and see if that does pay off right now. Trying to get some long 80s right now in Luckin Coffee. That should be a good one. But again, sometimes getting fills on the OTC market can be a tough ride. So there we go. So now we're long here. We're long at 81. Let's see if we get out at 85 now. If we could do that, that'd be fantastic. And there it is. So a nice little win there on Luckin Coffee. But it's been a good one for us. That workhorse, you can see the trade at the bottom. We still have that on. So we need to wait to see if that's going to print us out. Our Facebook trade has been rocking and rolling today. 230.50. Wow. Make sure I don't have any pending orders up there. No, I do not. But wow, what a good trade Facebook's been. I know Neil's been. I think you got back into Beyond Meat.
I did a couple of times on the way up, but that bigger pullback hasn't gotten me in. I'm actually looking at a couple of names. Two from yesterday. Sorry, check that carve. But INO continues to slide to the downside. We sort of talked about a few levels. 23 was definitely one of them. That was a missed opportunity. But now it's trying to hold the bottom at 21.50. The floodgates are looking like it might want to open up, but I am seeing suspicious order here at 21.60 that I don't know if I'm going to be a believer in this little sell there. So I don't want to be caught shorting in front of what I believe to be. And that was not fake size. Someone just took what looked like about 150,000 shares short there at 21.60. So yeah, they got that fill. Let's see how much they like it. If you make any kind of a test and get a parabolic move, maybe someone panics out, I think that would give you a great re-entry into 22.50 if that actually squeezes to the upside. We reloaded in TTOO, which we mentioned we would. I won't take anything out until it gets down to the low 90s. I want 5, 10, 15 cent profits on that $2 stock. We'll get out if it breaks 2 even. But I'm now watching INO to see what happens with that guy that just got a ton of shares short. Valeria, what do you got?
Hey Neil, hello everyone, and welcome everyone who joined us for the first time. Guys, subscribe to this channel and join us live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Today at 1 p.m. we will be recording our next educational live video to tape. So join us. We do it every Wednesday and we will cover 5 topics today. Guys, please like this video and I'll see you later. Back to traders.
There we go, Valeria throwing it down for us. Thank you so much for that. I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. CCL flying today up 4%, obviously a lot more aggressive than the market, but I'm looking to fade. Look out for 1685. What's up, Brandon?
That group Marriott here up 4.8%. Just saw this one, $90 here. Big time level for Marriott. They announced they're reopening a bunch more hotels starting next week, guys. MAR up about 5%.
Yeah, you mentioned fading there, Sean. How about Denny's? I mean, obviously, look, they're a staple when it comes to in-house dining, obviously, and they've been under pressure, down 8% off of bad numbers, quite frankly. It's actually trying to make a run to the high of day there at 934. Just sort of worth noting. Look at the nice trend you've seen, and then holding consolidation below 1050 if you're a short seller, guys. So, for me, I do like taking a shot here in front of the high of day. It's sort of like a, low risk, a high reward type of opportunity to catch it in the quarters. You have the high, you're only risking about 10 cents or so. You get through VWAP and you'll get even more than that. So, for me, I'm going to take a shot here at Denny's, see if we can't get into position. TTOO, the reload in front of 2 there at 97.98 does not work. So it's been a mixed result for me all morning long on that one. It is what it is. I don't want to sit there and cry over spilt milk. But we'll probably see if we can't figure that one out a little bit better. Watch out for INO. If it retakes the bottom after filling that order at 60, I'm going to jump into the short if it breaks 21.50.
Yeah, that makes good sense for sure. I know we do like that. Well, we could check in on some cannabis plays again. I know Brendan brought that to our attention. Let's check out CGC a little bit here. This is the one that I like to trade the most. The other ones I just tend to get like wicked out a little bit too much. And what I mean by that is just when the market moves a little bit, some of these cannabis names can just jump a little bit too fast and doesn't turn out to be a great trade for yours truly. But okay, we're gonna go here. Let's check out a longer time frame. CGC. Okay, we're testing. We're trying to get above the mark that I like. This may be a nice little investment here on CGC. Above 1680. Let's see if that can work for us. What's up, Brandon?
Another one moving in the pre-market here, guys. YRCW still up 71%. Obviously a lot higher earlier. $3 though held as support there. Huge volume came in back above the $3 mark. They secured $700 million in government loans as of today. So it's a transportation company, guys.
Looking at Beyond Meat once again, pulling back in. It's held 147 the first time. You got a nice little bounce back into 150. It's now trying to hold that higher low. I'm going to take a quick little long. Of course, we had longs all the way up. For me, I'm going to take a shot here just in front of this low that we had at 147. It checked down to about 146.80, but I'll give it to 147 even. So it's a tighter stop than on the way up, but I want to be back into this party. I'll probably be looking to scalp this one out in front of a 149.50, 150 area, just in case we're now consolidating in a range. But, you know, I do look over at the NQ, which is approaching the high, the ES, which is at the high, Beyond Meat, which is a runner. I do think we have at least a decent scalp opportunity for $1.50 out of this one.
Yeah, I don't think you're not wrong about Beyond Meat there. Beyond Meat's been a nice little running trade today for sure. Okay, so that was CGC. Let's check out on FedEx, man. Big earnings report here. And to say a big report is wow. I talked about the most impressive thing about the report, in my opinion, was that they caught an upgrade from JP Morgan. So 163.64 takes out the top there. You know we'll be all over that one. So let's watch out to see 163.65 coming in right now. I do like that little long play here on FDX. 163 to the top side, up already 17%, guys. So alert on FedEx. Big move. We did talk about them taking out the top. I think both of us liked 158, 159, 150. I got to rewind the tape. But join us. Check out our watch list as well. If you haven't signed up for that, Valeria will drop the link to the watch list and you guys can hit that. We talk about all these names, Neil, every single morning, but it's hard to keep track of them all. I'm just glad we got Workhorse, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm actually double checking to see if I actually have, what just happened? Oh, wow, Beyond Meat, did that just slam? I put my stop in and that pullback just immediately gets slammed back to the downside. That was a violent little whip that we got there. Again, like I mentioned, it's a bit of a tight stop. And again, that just sort of comes to, you know, playing the breakout. You get top wick at the end there and you get that hard of a pullback. So if I'm playing the secondary move, I'm not likely to dig in too deep on that one. I don't feel like that's a prudent move, not with that setup, especially when I'm expecting it might start to hold this range a little bit, guys. So that's why the tight stop for me. Yep. But it's 10:10. Time for a few upgrades and downgrades. Sean just mentioned a good one.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll get you a couple more symbols to have a look at here. Let's check out upgrades and downgrades. Comcast with a couple of upgrades today. 2.8% to the upside. We talked about FedEx, huge move to the upside. Square, another one, very strong with a couple of upgrades today, up 5%. Not a lot to look at on the downgrade side. This one we've traded before, Indite to the downside, about 3%. Darden Restaurants as well, it's break even, not really doing a lot. I'll show you Bloomin' Brands here in a second, but yeah, here's Square, 5%. Nice look through that pre-market high, 106.50 up to 110.5 now for SQ. Bloomin' Brands back to the downside. If you go out to a daily time frame, $11 up here, a bit of a level. Didn't even get there, but we're all the way back down to 10.50 now, kind of just in that choppy range from the pre-market. Guys, back to you.
I forget what kind of a day it is today. We say hello to all of our Canadian viewers. It is Happy Canada Day. We probably should have done a different graphic than that, but we just keep using that one. We love that. Happy Canada Day to all. I hope you're enjoying it. I'll be home soon, and I think we're going to be having a Caesar. That seems to be Canadian to me. We'll be having a nice little Caesar. That's where you have like some Clamato juice, often known as Bloody Marys if you're using tomato juice there as well. That's a good favorite of mine. Sometimes too salty. I don't put that salt around the rim, although that is what you're supposed to do. So we'll be having some Caesars later on tonight. And then, as Neil mentioned, while I will be popping off, I spent decent amount of money on some fireworks tonight. So good thing the market is open and we can pay for those fireworks 10 times over already. But doesn't matter.
What I'm going to say, and look, I can be a conservative at times when it comes to trading and managing risk. Just be safe with that one. Of course, fireworks an important thing, but a lot of the festivities here in Canada are not going to be the same. They're doing a lot. They're pulling back on a lot of it, so it's going to be some missed opportunities. It's always fun to see that. Canada Day is fantastic. Pfizer has been a great one. I honestly wish I had had at least one trade on that news when it came out. Certainly, you saw it in the pre-market. It didn't hold 34. It's tried to hold 33.80. That seems like it's going to be the level right now. We're breaking back above. We can hold VWAP here with the market running. I think Pfizer is going to be a nice little buy opportunity through 34.50, maybe giving it back to those 20s that we were talking about earlier. I'd like to see it level off just a little bit. I did take my first shot over here in INO. I was mentioning to you guys there at the 21.50 if it ever broke the bottom again. I also saw that seller come in at 21.60. So again, when it started to slide to the downside, I'm going to go with a tight stop here. This is one of those situations where if I'm going to try and catch pullbacks on this trade, but I really like it a heck of a lot better closer to that 23 in VWAP than I do down here. So it's going to be tight stops for me until we get to the prices that I'm a little bit more excited about. Denny's, I don't know. I wanted to beat up on this name, and we took the short. We got a couple of legs in here, so we get our average price right to that 25, 26 that we like, risk about 10 cents, what we talked about here, and it's about to take the top off. So, as good as the morning starts out, here we go when Denny's taking the top, and a name that we didn't necessarily love, I find myself taking a long break on Denny's. Go figure.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sometimes we never know what we're going to trade or which way. But here we go, Workhorse. Again, we get a little bit greedy on the last 10%, guys. We could have cashed that out. We did put a bid. Once we realized that this had stopped down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, we realized that we need to get out around 14. So Workhorse has been, it's pretty much, it actually is my #1 stock today. So we'll hit the explosion money here. Even no matter what happens in this trade, this can go all the way to 20 bucks. Not going to matter. Well, that would matter. But we're going to get out at 15 if it breaks. And then we'll get out of the last one for a nice little 50-cent winner on Workhorse, although we did celebrate a monster here. That was huge. We took some decent amount of shares there on that break. We're not scared of Workhorse, but we are scared of it breaking back above right now, $15. So if that happens, your boy will be out of that. Let's check back in quickly on FedEx here. We're still waiting for that top to get broken out.
Not yet.
Yeah, not looking as good right now.
Yeah, the other name that actually already took off a top but is making a bounce play as well as American Airlines. You're seeing the same thing that you would have seen on Pfizer, where it's bouncing just above VWAP. It's trying to make a push. It's worth noting for me that when you see the rest of the market at the high, AAL's on a pullback, and so was Pfizer. Both those names are high runners, so might be looking to fade. If we get back below 3,100, you'll probably see me jump into a short trade on American Airlines. The top end break, I'm probably going to stay away from. I like it better on FedEx because it's showing that strength along with the market here. I also want to jump quickly back over to that ATHE. This just took out the top, but I'm looking for a 2-2-10 break on ATHE, a little bit more. If it doesn't break through those pre-market levels, I'm not as excited about this one to the long side. I'll remain bearish, and I want to short it through 150, but I'm not taking a long break on ATHE till you get past that $2 mark. Brendan.
Another one to look at, guys. AXGN up 30% here. It's been halted once already. Huge volatility spike there to new day highs on volume. Surgical equipment maker that secured new financing as well. Really wanted this thing back below 10 bucks, but going to the upside today, guys.
Sorry, just adding that one to my list as well.
Looking here, trying to trade out of this Luckin trade. It's not doing anything. I went long 83. It's literally just chilling out right here. So trying to get out of that one, and we will get out of this. We won't try. We just will get out of it eventually. So that one's moving to the north side right now. What else do we have, guys? I mean, we just checked out FedEx. We could check back on Beyond Meat. I want to go long right here. 147.80 break. That seems to be this little top right here. We're going to go long Beyond Meat. Hopefully right now. There it is. So that just does trigger in right there. We get 85s before it falls back down to 60s. So we'll wait to see on Beyond Meat here. We already have a lot of money in our pocket. Okay, there goes Workhorse also, guys, breaking back above 15. And look at that. That's, to me, guys, today, it's not going to be a perfect trade, but I am going to hit this perfect because it's my largest stock. We've made the most money on this one. I loved making this call here at 15.50, and it was just a monster all the way down. You can guess how many shares I had in order for me to be excited, but it was a good trade, so that's pretty much all that you need to know. And then we get out of the last 10% there. And I'm still happy. The last 10% still a good amount of shares. And I'm happy with a 40-cent win on that last little bit as well. So that's going. Now we have Beyond Meat. I'm going to give you guys a target out on this one when we get back from B.
Just seeing this Kingsoft Cloud, guys. KC up 7.3%. Huge volume spike just came in there as we broke through $34. Not seeing anything significant as far as news, but KC, a little cloud name, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Chas Dexter. Happy Canada Day. As you can see my shirt there. It's a Canadian jersey. I'm still curious if anybody knows who is on the back of that jersey. If you can guess. I don't know what you'll win here, but I'll be, you know what, I'll show it off for you guys maybe in about an hour or so. But INO working to the downside. QLGN. We talked about this one. I hope somebody has the locates to have been able to short this little breakdown. We've liked this one the entire way. It's continuing to fade to the downside here, but I just don't have any locates, and I don't like the long in this at all on QLGN. I might have liked it if we had held 580 and broken back above VWAP. That just isn't in the cards right now. INO did work for us. Didn't work initially, but we got right back in. I sort of said to myself, how am I trading INO with a 30-cent stop? I know that's not, you can't do that. So we just jump right back into position, and we're going to do it for real this time. I like it in front of 23 in VWAP, so we're going to take this trade. I'll take some out in front of low of day. I will add on a break of low of day, and then work this downside trade as INO just continues to slide to the downside. It's a little slower than the open, but we've seen what happens with these trends. If they can't break this trend, you can see INO definitely go rapidly down towards that 21 mark. And from there, if 20 breaks, we mentioned this yesterday, INO, $15 is a very realistic possibility for a longer time frame. And if you're looking at longer time frames, sort of an obvious little segue there, we do have coming up a little bit later on, if I can actually find it on my board here, we do have coming up a video on the exponential moving average that we're going to be doing today, guys. And that's an important thing when discovering trends. We do talk a little bit about that. And then a little bit later on, we're going to be doing a lot of live videos on a higher time frame, which is swing trading, guys. So a lot that you can learn here. INO, certainly good for all styles of trading. If you were swinging to the long side, you banked big time. If you're now swinging short since yesterday, you're laughing.
And guys, there's the floss. We're flossing this off. We did it again. We're in the money again. Another dollar on Beyond Meat. We took some off for 75-cent win, just ahead of 148.50. Again, guys, I don't know what else we can do on the show here. We talked about you guys going long. As soon as I got that long, we gave it to you. It does go against me, 30, 40 pennies, giving a lot of opportunity to the viewers out there. Then look what happens. We get out ahead of 148.50. That's a 70-cent win. I'm holding on to the rest of this, guys, until we break down below 146. So that's going to be my kill spot. We just take 70 cents on that one. I really do think we can test up here again. So 150 and change. My kind of goal is up here, 150.50. But guys, join me on Twitter, on Instagram. Here's the Twitter. Let's see, 3840. Let's see, 3841. So not bad. We're getting ramped up a little bit. We did post our Beyond Meat trade already. And this was the best part about the Beyond Meat trade, guys. We were initially long at 144.50. So that was a nice little trade. We don't wind up taking that. We only took $2 on the most of that trade. But follow me on Twitter for those kind of things. Send me messages, questions, comments, concerns, anything you want. And we will take them to heart, including that position board. Look how cool that looks at the bottom. That was a recommendation from the viewers as well. Brendan. Is it Brendan?
At some point, yeah. Let's go to small cap recap, guys. We'll have a look at a few things that were moving around that we were talking about in the pre-market. INO, the big one, Neil was touching on this one. This thing's moving dollars at a time, so you really got to be careful with INO. Really wanted this 24.50 level from yesterday. Came down, sat at 24.50 for a better part of a couple of hours there. We were there in the pre-market, got flushed down to 22.50. Really wanted that retest of 24.50, but didn't get there, but gave you a nice opportunity anyways. Depending on when you got in. Workhorse, this is a bit of a choppy mess, a little bit of FOMO back above this pre-market high. Stops were too tight here, but ended up catching that nice move to the downside. So once it did go, it did give you a nice opportunity as well. Lots of volume behind. Workhorse, we mentioned first day to the downside after 2 or 3 higher, typically a very good opportunity on the short side. QLGN, the other one that we were talking about, 40% still. 680 to 7, I mentioned right before the open here. hard rejection back down through that. So unless you were watching it as it was happening, tough to catch that break back below. It did give you a little consolidation here at 6, all the way down to 520 now for QLGN. Sadly, we had no locates on this one, but good opportunity as well, guys. Back over to you.
Brendan, you mentioned INO. I wish I stuck with that one, which is much better than Denny's, which is going to stop me out. So the breakout gave me a small win, and then we take the hit as it goes back below that quarter. INO is testing this low a day, and I did mention to you guys, I'm going to be adding on a break. If we take out 2150 again, I'm going to jump into to more shares to the short side. But I did jump into 22s short one more time. I did take some out in front of the low a day, so you make sure you bank that 40 cents, whatever it might be. It just so if it stays inside this consolidation range, I am going to be making some profits. If it breaks out of it to the downside, we can get more shares in, continue to play that trend. That's the way we like to do it. Bernadette, your first guess was wrong. It is not Austin Matthews. It is not Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky would be way too easy, but I think it's guessable, certainly guessable. And to be perfectly honest, anybody that's actually following me on Twitter, the answer is basically right there. I kind of gave it away, unfortunately. FedEx, I know, Sean, we're both looking at that for the break to the upside. Right now, it's testing VWAP. So it's actually pulled back in $2.50, looking to see if it breaks through 160, 150. That could be a bit of a nice break to the downside. FedEx has a lot of gap to fill. It was at 140, and of course they had those blowout earnings, but there could be a nice little scalp trade in a 160, 150 break.
Yeah, I'm just tweeting this out as well about Facebook, because little bit sad here for me on Facebook, as you can see. Look where we are now, guys. Our best Facebook buy. Like today, we're up huge, and it's been a fantastic day. I'm not going to say anything bad about the day, but sometimes you roll the dice and you look to get paid off just a little bit more. And obviously on Facebook, man, I don't want to say I bumbled this trade because I didn't. It's a big win for me, and it's fine. I mean, we're cashing it in, and thanks for that. But 232, we get all the way up to that when our long was 228. That's a $4 runner there on Facebook that we don't have. I don't have a negative. Oh, I do have a negative stock today. As I look at the board, it's TTOO, the only negative stock today. But look what we've done today, guys, to go workhorse, big monster trade. We did get out of the last 10%, breaking through 14. I actually have to cancel my order there on the downside. We're still bidding down here, $14. We'll look for some more runners. I know Neil's in there on INO. I liked INO breaking back above 2250 here, but that's not going to be in the cards right now. It doesn't look like that's a stock to trade for us, INO. So right now, does it show them? But yeah, okay, good. So it shows everything correct on the board. We still have that flat trade right now on Beyond Meat. I've given you guys the target on that one. Beyond Meat, our target, we already took that 75 cents right there. We did have $1 plus in the money. It did tick up to almost 149. I'm giving it all the way back here to 146 in hopes that we get back up to here 150, but I don't know, man. Beyond Meat is so heated right now, up 10%. We're glad to have it, and it's been a big winner for us. Our best long, 144, bang, 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 upside. Nice little trade. We go long 3 times, here, here, and here, but it's been a big day. Yeah, throw that money around.
Sean, it keeps coming in here, and there's no way that I thought that my first winning trade on FedEx today was going to be a short. I really did think it was going to be a long trade, but after missing the initial break at the open, it never made that break at the top. We talked about this 165 like seconds ago, and then scalped to 161, so quickly took out the 50 penny scalp, and now I'm looking to see if we can hang on here. It could be a nice little trade to add in front of 162, catch a pullback on this name, and then see if you can't get a flush into 160. But I actually don't want to be aggressively, playing this short too much. So I will give it another shot here on a pullback and maybe adding to the position. And otherwise, I'm just going to look for the dollar on the second half and then walk away happy. FedEx is a good story. And overall, there are other shorts I probably like a little bit better. You already saw me take some profit and still holding INO. So I do like this one. It's been a multi-day short, I think, in INO. But Brendan has something for us. What do you got there?
Carrier Global, guys. Couple of upgrades on this one so far today. 2.5% straight to the upside in the last little few minutes here anyways. From $22 up to $22.75. Just took out day highs there on decent volume. CARR, guys.
All right, we are still trying to trade some luck in coffee here as well. CARR. Let's have a quick look at that. I'm going to assume that that's going to be a NASDAQ. No. New York stock, I guess. CAR, there it is. Okay, CAR, yeah, big move here. We're going to check out that on more time frames here. And again, charting time frames. We did a big success yesterday on our time frame email show that we have on our Market Wisdom page, which does remind me, guys, coming up today, we actually filming 4 more. We'll do this again. Yeah, Canada Day, no rest for the wicked here, guys. At 1 o'clock, the Dream Team is back. So that discludes me because I'm left off the dream team. Stock selections, identifying entries, trade management. These are swing type trades. What we do here on the show is day trading, scalping. You can see how I'm scalping every single day. Then we'll talk about position sizing and how not to hopefully get shaken out of your trades. But we are back live. Guys, live at 1 o'clock today. Wow, get ready for that one. Valerie will be on the chat, and then those videos will get put to reel, and you'll be able to see those up on our Market Wisdom board. But that live taping will be right here, so watch out for that. That's why you got to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and get notified up when we are back on the air, guys.
100%. And speaking of back up, Fastly, I mean, every time they try to sell this stock, I mean, it just finds a hard bottom and turns it. Nothing really key for me when I looked at that 82 bounce that just happened, but we are breaking back towards, so we just took out yesterday's close, so we're positive territory once again for me. Look, I'm going to take a shot here on the break, the whole negative to positive story for me I was just about to mention to you, but I also do still like, and I already have an order to go long on a break of 87. That's going to be that top. If it takes out the top on Fastly, that's a long break you got to be involved in. I can tell you FedEx is marching down towards that dollar mark. There's a huge gap to fill, but I'm taking 50 cents and a dollar because I'm bullish on FedEx overall, and I just can't bring myself to be holding bigger trades, longer term trades in FedEx. So we'll be short scalp trades to the short side. Fastly, if it breaks 87, we'll see if we can't play that trend. I just joined the party on the 85 break now that it's gone from negative to positive. So long and Fastly, it's the only long I got on, but FedEx in the money for us deep here.
I did want to say thank you so much for that super chat right here. And that was Dr. Williams. 10% profit on plug. There we go. Carpe diem to you as well. Thank you so much, guys. We will roll that through, and hopefully the good luck will continue for all of us trading here. Luck and Coffee just continues to make a little bit of money here, going long, short, whatever on that stock. This is what we're talking about, scalping just back and forth here. We'll see if it wants to pay us off, though, on the long side here, and that is Luck and Coffee right now. Small long at 83. So we'll wait to see if we can get that out at 84 and move on. So here we go. Beyond Meat still flushing around. And by flushing around, I mean it's not doing a whole hell of a lot here. 147.30. We're waiting for the bottom side there. Oh, look at Square, guys. We finally get into Square there to the top side, breaking 110.80. So that's where we're long. It's actually 110.79 now on Square. So you want that. It takes out the top. Thanks for bringing that to my attention there, Brendan. Very, very simple trade. That's why we took it 110 out, guys. So nice little simple trade here on Square. Let's see how high this one wants to go. I love this product. I'm crazy because I didn't get more long, but I'm long this stock at 35. Look at this chart, guys. Again, a bottom pick down here. Not even sure how I got $35, but I am long Square. Look at this move up. I did dump some here in the 50s right here, 58 something when I was having some problems. But wow, Square to the upside. Let's see if that momentum can continue. What's up, B?
All right, guys, we'll get the crude oil inventories number as we do every single week for anyone watching the energy markets. Crude oil inventories every week at Wednesday at 10:30 outside of holiday weeks. Yes, this is a holiday week, but for some reason they threw it in anyways. So 710,000 barrels expected as the drawdown. So very, very small drawdown. Check the API number that comes out after market yesterday. That was also expecting quite a large drawdown, in fact. So typically when both point to the same direction, we'll see what happens here in a couple of seconds. But here we go with the crude oil inventories number. Yeah, huge drawdown, guys. Wow, 7 million barrels to the downside. The API and this expectation, guys, both looking for a drawdown as well. Q contract on crude oil now.
Yeah, big move up there on crude, as you guys can see right here. I'll call this up for you guys right now. You can see the move happening right now. 39.75 goes all the way to 40 and drops back down. Crude up only that 1% though so far today. But look out on that note. Thanks, Brendan, for that look for sure.
And INO about to take out that low again. We had that short at 22. We get out in front of this 21.50. Remember, we're going to jump back in if it takes low at any point. We're going to jump back in on any kind of a pullback below 23. The VWAP's going to slide down here for us a little bit. Ignoring that for now, sort of liking that 23 to 23.50 area a little bit better. If it ever sinks into that, we might consider longs on a break. But for now, it's going to be a short at 21.50. That's been in the cards the entire time. Fastly is basically flat for me. FedEx is holding I want to say holding up, but holding down. Despite the run that we just saw in the futures, it's continuing to the high of day. And this is going to change my gears here. If we're going to continue to take highs, like I said, I don't want to be holding FedEx too long. If I get the dollar win, fantastic. It's giving me the consolidation. But watch out. I'm not going to let this thing go back above 162 and not get out of it. With the market continuing to run FedEx, strong name here. So both Fastly, that long in the money, FedEx short is in the money for now.
Okay, yeah, good. And there goes Square, guys, right away upside. 20 pennies plus now in the money. Square looks to want to break 111. We'll get out slightly above that. If that does happen, we'll get out above 111 for 30% of our trade. We're going to do this 3-3-3s out right now on Square. It is a breakout play, guys, but just have a look here. This could stop at 11. I mean, we're already up 6+%. Nice little win right now to start off right here. So we'll hit that one. And we don't have a Square thing. Let's just hit the floss as we go upside there, breaking through 111. Let's just see where this wants to go from here. But Square right now fades back in there. Let's get some out at 111 and at least celebrate a 20-cent winner, and then we'll see what happens on the downside. Futures going upside though.
Yeah, this market just can't seem to stop going. And we talked about some of the airlines earlier. American still pulling in. So remember when I said if we're taking out the top and American can't get to the highs, it's relative weakness. This is what we're talking about. It's the reason why I didn't long this pullback. I don't like that fact. It's not participating. If we start to roll over, I want to shorten American Airlines for sure. Fastly, I love that to the long side when the market's bouncing. So nothing wrong with that, guys. But watch out for American. I'm seeing a little relative weakness here. Brennan, what do you got?
A little tech company here. LKCO, 56%, just broke $1 there on monster volume. A little bit of financing secured once again for this company today, but other than that, not a lot of news, but just breaking through $1 there. Huge volume spike, guys.
And guys, we just continue to crash through the party here and catapult ourselves into oblivion here already. It's only 10:30 and we're already rocking and rolling. We do have our guest of the day coming up shortly at 11:05. So that's going to be your opportunity, guys, to get some insight from traders that may be in a similar situation to you. We're bringing on experienced traders and new traders as well. So we're going to be here, guys. Check that out. Yeah, let's go Beyond Meat. Hopefully that can get going, Eric, as well. But right now, I basically don't have anything on Beyond Meat. I have that one position, but it's very, very light. Double the risk here in Square. And we just took that out right there ahead of 111. That's 97s or 98s. Not even sure what we got there. So that's a 20-cent win there. Remember, I'm scalping the crap out of these stocks today, and it's been a monster day already, guys. 159 fills, 159 fills. Alert, alert, alert! And we have no losses, guys. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day, and we're cracking through July. July is going to be a monster month. June was fantastic.
Top break on Plug there. So Plug continues to run to the upside. I can't imagine. I'll look at Tesla in a second, see how it's faring. If we get through 905, there is an iceberg order sitting here. It's been trying to chew through this. If we break 905, we'll start to take some out on a long break. It should be a nice mover if we can get through this order. But watch, trust me when I tell you, it's not a lot of size in level 2, but this has been reloading over and over again since it got here. Watch for the floodgates to open to the long side. I got this long right now. We'll take it off. Just took some out there after the 5 break. Let's see how far it's going to go. Brendan, what do you got?
BNTX, guys, just popping back up on a volume scanner here. Just watching this 70, 75 to 71 area. Was a bit of a level before the halt, obviously involved in that Pfizer news we were talking about, but a little bit of volume coming back in on BNTX, guys.
So I'm going to quickly do this for you guys. A couple of good guesses came in. You were not first. This is a PK Subban jersey. So I'm a big Canada fan. Unfortunately, he is my favorite player, but he doesn't play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, which are the greatest team in hockey. So a big shout out to, look, I know a lot of you guys are American, but you all know it. We run the show when it comes to hockey. It's what we're about. So that's what we try to do here, guys. On Day Trade the World, on Trader TV Live, we're all about the wins, and sometimes we'll miss out on a stock. And you look, Plug's been a great one the last couple of days. You've seen Sean and I talk about it and trade it. I had no executions, and it got on my radar because you guys threw a super chat and mentioned the name and had the winner. Now we grab the long break, and I'm participating in the party. So I grabbed the break of 9 even. We'll see how far we can run to the upside. Up 10%. It just can't stop going here. I can tell you Fastly is making a run as well. I only have a couple of longs on here, Fastly being the one. Obviously, I would feel a little bit better about this one to the long term. Plug might be a little bit overheated. But Fastly on an 86 break, I think we can add to it, take it out in front of high of day, look for a pullback into 85, maybe add that way, and then take a breakout. If it ever takes out that top, I already have an order to go long at 87, so if it happens in the afternoon, that's a secondary play for me. This is more of a catch a secondary break on the first move that we just got off 82. I wish I had seen that bottom. Wasn't on the radar when it was negative, but once it turns positive, you got to jump into Fastly when it goes.
Yeah, Fastly, I mean, we took a huge trade on that one not too long ago. Fastly, that was a big one there. So our Beyond Meat guys, boo-hoo on that one. We talk about our winners, we talk about our losers, and there it is. We flush ourselves down the hole there on Beyond Meat. I thought I was going to wait for 140, I guess maybe 146 did break there. Okay, so that does look like it did break. So we get out there on that trade, and it's about a buck or so in the hole there on Beyond Meat. So we did take a bath on that one, although it's basically a flat trade. We would have liked to see it go for us a little bit more, but what can we do? We're getting back into luck and coffee here just a little bit, and we'll see if we can't flush this one out. There goes Square. Trying to break 11, man. We're already out. And as I said, way more risk on this name right now than we are on anything else. It's really our only position, this and Luckin. So we'll wait to see if it wants to break $11 again. I'm staring, again, a 20, 30 cent winner on right here, but it doesn't want to break. Here we go. Let's go. Let's break upside. I do have an order now, 11.50. I don't know how high this wants to go. Nobody does. But right now, I'm on the Square bandwagon. I may just get some out right here again and capture this and just hold the rest, because right now, a nice little winner here, 30 cents or so on Square. Sorry, 20 cents. We're long at 10.79 right now. Now it's 30 cents. Keep going.
And Fastly continues to run to the upside. I talked about adding, not subtracting on the way up to 87. It just took out that 86 mark, so you're going to see me add into position. If it goes up towards 87, that high of day, remember, we're going long on a break of that price. We're going to take some out on the way up. First leg, 86.50, and then maybe some out in the 60, 70 range. You saw the test in the morning, and it did turn around rather heavily. So you do want to watch out if it puts in a lower high. A lot of times it's going to give you a retracement into VWAP. So I'm going to tighten my stop up a little bit here. We'll go to about 85.50 or so just to make sure we don't make a mess of it. We're not making a mess of plug. After jumping into this party, it was sort of one of those breaks. You get that top consolidation at 9, breaks 9. Now we're in the party here. I'm going to take some out at 15s. I'll get out all the way to the quarters. I'll play a pullback into this 895 range. We'll take a breakout at 925. You've seen that pattern before if you've watched along. That's what we're going to be doing here, guys. And certainly, one of the things that we love to do is learn from our mistakes, learn from our successes, but you can always educate yourself. And one of the things we're going to be dropping today is an education video for you guys. It's going to be on the exponential moving average. A lot of you familiar with SMAs. We did that video. EMA is going to be today's flavor. We'll drop that at 11:55. Make sure you tune in. And as always, let us know in any comments or the chat what do you think of it and any suggestions you might have for future videos. There goes plug to the upside, Fastly holding the top. I only got longs. The market's going to the upside. It's not that hard.
Yeah, no, not that hard at all today. It's been monster. We're huge. Yesterday I thought was a great day, and we are bigger today. So take that math for you here. We go short lucking right now at 80. It does break. It's been holding that 80 level. Let's just wait to see how far down this one goes. I don't know if we get all the way back here. I'll probably take it out. There's some buyers here at 275, but give it to us, Brendan.
LGHL, guys, little financial services company, 26% here. It's been halted multiple times. Not seeing anything terribly exciting as far as news goes, but having a little bit of trouble here with $4 for LGHL. Just reopened again, but monster relative volume on this one today, guys.
Oh my God, we can explode money again here for Square. I mean, this is another 40 cents here. Square moving to the upside, 40 cents plus right now. You can see the love at the bottom here. 1079, we're long right here. I don't even want to check back in on Facebook because I'm going to be embarrassed. 232, where I'm not embarrassed. I'm really happy because we did give you this call, but it just embarrassed that we weren't able to hold on to this for a little bit more. But we do have this beautiful luck and trade right now, short at 80. It's printing 72s right now, guys.
Yeah, one thing I wish I forgot to mention this to you guys. ODP, remember it had that reverse split. So anyone that's watching it and confused, look, our chart's gonna get this a little bit incorrect. It is not up 800%. It's just it had that 10-to-1. So it was trading about 220. 240 was a level I was looking at yesterday. So because we're not even testing $24, I don't necessarily love the short until we get to 23 or so. There was a flush off the open, but it's a very sleepy trade today. So as much as I would have liked to have action, it's just not there. Brendan just gave us LGHL. Nice volume. It's sustaining volume. It just reopened, as he mentioned. Watch out for a bottom break here. it's had a couple of halts on the way up, but it stopped this parabolic move and started leveling off. And as it levels off, usually I'm looking to see if it can break down. That's at about 350 or so. And then you're looking at these halt prices here, 320, 3/4, and then 3 even back to the downside. So got to make sure you got some locates on this one, but watch out below 350 if you're looking at LGHL. Probably worth a long break still at 410, simply because it's only up 20%. You've seen these runners go a little farther than that when you get those FOMO traders come in. So I will watch the top break, but I'm looking to see if we can go below that 35 mark for a bit of a short opportunity. Plug, looking like it's trying to give me that pullback. We took it out, some out in front of the 915. I still like it up to 925, and I'm buying this one in front of 895. So as it gets closer to 9 even, I will be reloading.
And just to give you guys an update, we are waiting for Square to get up to 1140, and then when that happens, we will get out of that one. We're still trading. Of course, we're trading that luck in. We've been talking about that a little bit as well. There goes Square. Come on, guys. Let's see if this one wants to go. I don't know. Maybe these futures are a bit heated, debating taking some out for 30 cents right here. But we do have Brendan over at the big screen with probably my favorite sector watch. Let's see if we're missing something. I bet it's the financials. We haven't even looked at those yet.
Hey guys, yeah, sector time. We'll have a look at the financials. Interesting price action in the banking group today, right front and center here to the downside now. We mentioned JP Morgan as being quite strong initially at 10. They have all reversed course now, back to the downside. This box right here, this little blue box in the bottom corner there, that's JP Morgan now about 0.4% to the upside. When I was talking about it earlier, it was about 1.4%. So reversal here on all of the banks. Those are the insurance companies, banks down here, SIVB, CFG, IVZ, Ben, and AMP, all about 2% plus, 3% for IVZ there to the downside. But yeah, weakness coming from the financial sector now. Everything else pretty much across the board in positive territory. You can see tech stocks a little bit to the downside here. WDC, DXC, and this one XLNX in the semiconductor group. Talked about that one early on. Micron as well, 1.6% to the downside. But outside of these, even this group, pretty strong. Wanted to mention this one, Constellation Brands, way over in the corner here, STZ, reported earnings. Earnings were good, 8% to the upside for that one. There's Pfizer, news on that today, 4.5%. Amgen as well, 4.5% to the upside. X-Ray also helping in the healthcare sector, 4% to the upside. This group alone, though, pretty much break even because of all of these little ones that are a little bit up, a little bit down. But these ones, Pfizer and Amgen, really helping to offset that. Real estate stocks have been strong all week. Again, today to the upside. I want to show you this one, consumer discretionaries, RCL, CCL, Marriott, NCLH. Cruise lines, hotels are here as well. Back to the upside today. Some of the travel names as far as retail stocks, so internet, mainly websites, Booking.com, Expedia, 4% each to the upside. There's FedEx, 15%. UPS coming along for the ride, 5.5%. And AAL, UAL, Dow as well. All the airlines doing quite nicely, about 0.5% now for the overall market, guys, to the upside. Back over to you.
I didn't even, that's funny, I wasn't even thinking about, I just know that we hadn't mentioned banks all day, and that's what you led with. So there we go, great minds think alike, so I don't know why Brendan's thinking like me, but because I don't have that kind of a mind, but here we go. JP Morgan, yeah, no, wow. Again, I am a holder of this stock as well. I picked up some bank shares when we were in the 80s, high 80s or so on JP Morgan, so I am a holder of this name as well, but it just hasn't gone, I mean, I should have got out up there, who knows, but now JP Morgan looking to break through this 50 period. I do like this call on JP Morgan, but today we are just about to fade back down negative, guys. So we're waiting on JP Morgan for something to happen to that. Square, FedEx. Let's check back quickly, Neil, on CCL here. Okay, 17, still not doing anything. We'll check bigger time frames, guys. If you guys, thank you again for everybody joining the show here. It's been a big show. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Let's just take a quick look here. We do have some market wisdoms up about charting time frames. 1 minute, 3 minute, 12 minute. Love the 12 minute. Follow me, guys, on Instagram. I just posted a little clip of me talking about 12-minute charts. And then different level twos up here as well. Yeah, here's my Instagram account right here, 625 followers. Good one, good start here. And this is the charting time frame. Already a couple comments. I answer absolutely everything I can. So don't, bite my head off if I miss a couple calls. Believe me, guys, I do go back on all my Twitter and on my Instagram and try to answer as many questions as I possibly can. Wow, CCL to the downside right now, guys.
Yeah, watch out, reversal here in plug. So catch the pullback trade. It's a good breakout. The pullback doesn't work. Quick reversal in front of the 9 even. Let's see if we can retrace into VWAP there. I threw a stop on Fastly as I took a little bit of a bathroom break and find myself stopped out of it, but I still like the long trade. You know, we're still above this 85, and I mentioned we'll tighten up the stop a little bit. And then see if we can't get a bounce off 85 or bounce off VWAP. So I'm going to try to get back into this position here. Now, obviously, it's not a bad trade overall. It's a small hit, and we'll try to get back into the better price. If we're going to get 84.60s, that's fantastic. If we're catching on the way back up at 85, that's okay too. We still have a stop to go long on an 87 break. The market is trying to hold the top. If we do take out the top, I do expect Fastly to go, but I want to be able to take advantage of this pullback. One name which is running, I did want to break short in INO at 21.50 if it took out that low a day. It didn't. So now it's made, what I'd like to call a bit of a strong bottom here and is looking to potentially break out. Now, this is the first time INOs look like this in a little bit, so watch for us to get above VWAP and that 23 mark. I don't like it unless it breaks 23. I'm staying short, biased until we break 23 even, but watch out. INO looks like it might finally have made a bid, and if it has, I'll be long at that 23 break when it does come, or if it does come.
And guys, here we go. Yeah, I've been called lots of things, and one thing I don't mind being called is the scalp master. I never even heard of that, but a lot of people calling that on Twitter. And you can see right here, guys, within 1 minute, short 80s, out 72s there. So a quick little 6 cents there. We have direct market access, so we're able to get in and out of our trades relatively quickly and relatively efficiently as well. So we'll wait for CCL here. I'm going to take some more short as it comes back upside here. CCL, let's just dig into this trade if we can. I do like this one. Anything upside, we'll get out, we'll get more, and then we'll get out if it breaks back above 17 or so. But right now, short side, CCL, nice little banger right here, guys.
Yeah, like I mentioned, plug working to the downside here, but IDEX is another one that's come off just a little bit. Plug, of course, started out bearish or bullish. IDX has been bearish all morning long, coming off a $2 failure in the pre-market, all the way down to what is now a double bottom at 160. It's trying to make a bounce play off of this. If this takes out the low of the day, IDEX has been coming in when you go to the daily chart. This is what's been happening in the last few sessions since it got up to $4. If it breaks that 160, I expect a test of this 120 area. So I'm going short in a 160 break in IDEX. It's been only a short for me this entire time since it's come off that $4. We're going to pile on at a $1.60. Plug is the short we have. That's working in the money. It was a reversal, but you got to add IDEX to the list. And INO approaching that 23, so I guess I am going to be looking to go long on this one. I thought I'd only be short, but INO begs to differ.
And there we go, guys. CCL, hello. This is now a 14-cent win in less than 2 minutes, guys. And yeah, maybe Scoutmaster makes sense. 1680 all the way down here, 1675. These are 1 minute candles. Bang, bang, bang. We take that 1680 break. I'm really upset because 1689, 1690 was the better short, but whatever. Bang it out. There it is. It's a cowbell winner. Bring the money this way. Oh, Canada, what a great day it is today for us here. And there it goes, CCL to the basement, guys. A quick 20, like sometimes you have to wait for your trades. 25 cents in 3 minutes, all the way to the downside. Nice trade on CCL. We are very light now, 40% left as we get out of bang, bang, bang. So now let's get some more out ahead of 50 here. But wow, this day, guys, just keeps getting bigger and better as we go. Very, very pleased with today's results.
Yeah, and we just got some out of plug, of course. I mentioned that break at 890, working this one out towards an 875 target, but it's got to get through VWAP first. You see me reverse here at 890. We're going to take some out. Look, I'm going to always take some profit if I see a level like this in front of VWAP, but if we break through, I want to make sure we have some shorts. If we hold below 875, your next stop is, of course, at 850 area. You want to open yourself up to the opportunity on a pullback to short some nines if it puts in a higher low. So plug was a long. Now we're into the short side trade. I do like INO through 23. It still hasn't happened yet. It's trying to get there very valiantly, but running into just a little bit of resistance on the upside there. I want to go back over to a name that we have kind of ignored today. I'm looking at plug. I know you guys have been watching Tesla as well. Nikola is just teetering back and forth,
I love Nikola.
basically flat on the session. 67.50 is where it closed. You're seeing it run into a bit of support at this price level after failing to get through 69s. It could be a breakdown trade, but I wouldn't look at it through 67.50. I'd probably look at it through 67.25. That's a better short. If it holds that, watch out for the breakout in Nikola. I'm looking at a 68.25 breakout to the long side if we want to make a hold here. So I'm taking a long on Nikola if it breaks 68.25. Looking to see if you can't run into that 69 high in the open. So let's see what happens in Nikola. But I'm not shorting this little low you see here. Got to go to 67.25. But it's 10.50. You got to be kidding me. Time flying here, Sean. It's time for Money Talks with Brennan.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. We'll have a look at what is happening in foreign exchange land today. We had a number of data points out this morning in the U.S., mostly to the upside. So we are seeing a little bit of strength returning to the U.S. dollar. These were all a lot higher than they are right now earlier on. So a little bit of a pullback for the euro. For our Canadian dollar was up about 0.5%, now back to basically flat 73.6 here. The British pound as well was higher than that, 124.4 now. Swiss franc and the Japanese yen. Don't look at these too often on the chart because they've been pretty muted over the past few weeks or so. But we had this huge spike with the volatility in the equity markets on the Japanese yen. There's also a little bit of economic data pushing this as well. But big break back below 108. So we touched 108 yesterday, flushed right back down to 107.4 on the yen today, down about 0.5%. As you can see, Swiss franc is lower as well. If you go all the way down to the bottom here, it's been relatively quite weak when it comes to cryptos, but 9,200 back in play here for Bitcoin, Ethereum to the upside 1.5% as well, 228 for Ethereum. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brennan. And take another shot here. Fastly bouncing back off of VWAP and back through 85. So I just got some in at 85.23. I think I'm going to play a little bit of a scalp game in front of this lower high. Like it's already put this in a couple of times. Pre-market fail, then lower high here at 86.30. I still like to break out of the top. So whatever gets there, I'm going to be long anyway. So as we break through 85.50, I'll see if we can't take the quick scalp out. I'll be taking longs in front of VWAP if we get any kind of a bounce back down. But anytime you get a little bit of a quick breakout trade at 11 o'clock, I don't care. I'm going to bank this one. I didn't bank the profit last time, so I'm going to do that and then play any pullback into 84.50, into 85, and then maintain that long position if we can on only pullbacks and breaks. So fastly, we'll go back in, make back what we threw away on the first long. But INO, we said we'd only be short this name, and I anticipated that was going to be the case. But looks like we're trying to break the trend here. We broke VWAP, we broke 23. It's trying to make a run to the top here. I'll probably only give it to just below the 22.5 here. I don't want to dig in too deep when I'm overall bearish on the name, but let's take the first crack here at INO through a 23 even break and see if it can't get to that 24 mark. If it ever breaks 25, there just wasn't a heck of a lot that I saw between that and 27. But remember, INO has been under pressure the last couple of days, guys. It's just been coming off rather heavily since getting to that $35 mark. And if you get any lower than that 21, and I'm going short if we break 21.50, by the way, that low of day, there's just not anything to get to $15 when this whole mess started, guys. So, watch out. I do still like that 21.50 break, probably more than the long ultimately, but we're taking the break at 23. We're long right now. Plug is still in the money for us on the short side trade reversal. Going to be adding to that one if it gets back up to that $9 on a tester. But here goes INO. First leg out, 50s. Next leg, test of 24. Let's see how far it can go, guys.
Oh, I'm sitting on my microphones. Let's take that off. And we are back, and I just noticed, did we get stopped out of something there? Okay, yeah, Square went back to the downside, so we get out of some of that, but we did reload on CCL. This is why you have orders pending up there. When you leave, you get them at the right price, and you don't have any problems. So right now, we are short CCL, 1686 right now. We just took some out at 80s. What's up, Brendan?
AMRH here, guys. Amory Holdings up 32% just recently. Big volume spike. Broke through $2. They're supposed to be combining with J Pharma. Looks like that deal might be finalizing, guys.
All right, bang, bang, bang. We put it on the chat again. CCL, we just keep on hammering this stock and keep on making that money. We have no LFT. Our highest spot today is right now. CCL just keeps on giving us that money. Look at these reloads, guys. Go and get coffee, come back, get filled 83, get filled 86. Now getting out in the 80s, guys. So we told you we were going to short it all the way up to 17, and that we have done. So there we go. CCL, a nice little 9-cent winner, so we can floss that one off. Thank you for joining the show today, guys. It's been, I mean, you see the numbers and you see what kind of damage we're doing to these stocks today. So I only have one loser, that TTOO. But joining us after the show, guys, today, there's Valeria, exponential moving averages. So you want to hear Neil, myself, and Brendan talk all about moving averages? Well, this is the show for you. So we'll take that off there as we go. But here comes CCL to the backside. That's why you take some off there. So we'll hold the rest. And like I said, we're going to go to 17. Watch out for these futures, though, guys. We don't need this to break, but it seems pretty quiet right now.
Yeah, watch out. We are going to the top end. So watch Fastly. We like this one through 87. We like it on any kind of a pullback. We'll take it if it breaks 86 again. For the first time today, I'm watching Carve. And if you remember, Carver had the big parabolic move, a few sessions ago. Coming back to the downside, it was a fantastic short at 15 on the break if you were able to catch that one yesterday. It's trying to make another move here, going into $8. It's decent volume on the day, but do watch out. If it fails to get through 8, I'm coming back for this puppy short at 750 and VWAP if it doesn't make a break at $8. I think there's a scalp trade in there at 8, but this stock, we kind of knew it was going to come back in based on the nature of the move to the upside. I'm going to stay sort of bearish on it overall. I do like the short better. So if we consolidate here at 8, come back below 750, that's where I'm going to be shorting this name. Watch out for Carve back on our radar.
Look at this, guys. CCL, guys. I mean, I'm just beating this stock down today. It's been an amazing little run for me on CCL and for me the last couple of days. Last month was a monster, and here we go, guys. Here we go. They're happy with the results. We'll talk about this, guys. Lewis Daniels Watches, a big sponsor for us here today, guys, coming through with our guest traders of the day. All guest traders will receive. I'm not wearing mine. They're coming, but this is just my little watch here. We will get some of those. Look at CCL, and I don't know what to hit anymore. Everything. Let's just hit the dancing gorilla. CCL all the way down to 70s where we get out. That's a 14 cent. Yeah, hey there. What's up? We need a name for that guy. Oh, I did want to give a shout out to my baby girl, 5 years old here. Ever since I've gotten the combination here of Something the Frog and Freddy the Flamingo, we've been absolutely on fire. So there we go, guys. Big time trades. We keep them up here in our cockpit. We keep these up, and it's been a fun one. Now they're falling down, but we'll put these up, keep the good luck going. I know if a lot of you guys have any superstitions or anything. This is not really a superstition of mine. We're just supporting my daughter. Loves it when I show that on the TV. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter for more of that. What's up, B?
QLGN, guys, back on a volume scanner here one more time. Still 38% to the upside. Failed there. Pretty nice opportunity on the bounce there to $6 even. Obviously a level in the pre-market. So we got the retracement into 6. We're right back down to 540. Huge volume QLGN again. An antibody test for COVID-19 coming from these guys. Yeah,
absolutely. We're definitely going to check again for some short opportunities on that one. For some short locates on that one to see if we can play that party to the downside, because that's what we liked. That's what worked. Ultimately, our levels were good. You just got to be able to take that trade. We're going to take the trade here in Fastly. I talked about taking the scalp trade, this time making that profit. It is getting close to 11 o'clock, that lunchtime hour. So, we do take the in and out as it puts in another lower high, but I am making some longs in front of pullbacks. I'll take a long on a break of 86 as well. I do still remain bullish and Fastly in the market. The NASDAQ at least pushing towards those highs, and the ES trying to follow as well. Fastly is a strong name, one of the best tech stocks out there, and it just turned positive and has been holding positive on the session. I like it above 85. I like it above VWAP, and I'm going to be loading back into some plug on the short side as long as we get close to that 9 even. But right now we need to go to Valeria for our European update.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. German stocks were affected by the technical issues causing volumes to lag the rest of the continent in the early morning session. Now everything is fixed. Well, at this moment, Germany is down 0.23%. Italy is down 0.18%, and Russia is down 2.19%. Britain is up 0.13%. And France is up 0.03%. That's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated.
Yes, and we just to give you guys a quick little update. Thank you, Valeria. We just did short again, 86.87 on CCL. So let's see if we can't make a little bit more money off this trade. Shorting 87, we're going to give it only to 17 or so. My exact out is just breaking through 17. So there it is again, a quick little 5-cent winner for you on this name as we go. I did want to check back in on Luck and Coffee. That's obviously been a big one for us today. A lot of trades here, 216 fills for me already. I'm seeing some resistance there on Carve. We'll go over to that Callaway, but look at this trade right now. We just go short 987 there, and we're back down to 78. I own you, CCL.
Yeah, and there goes, I mean, Carve, I did prefer the short through 750. My breakout at 8, well, I can cancel my order here. You can see the stop that I'm going to cancel. It did try to trigger in. It just didn't cross far enough. I see a 10-cent spread right now on Carve. And look, I did expect some resistance to the top side. I think this stock is going to continue to come in, at least overall. It is gapping to the upside. I'm not sure it takes out the high of day at 929, 930. If it does roll over, I like 750 to the short side. I like whatever high it puts in. If it's going to be lower than 9, I'll probably take that with a stop out at 930. So watch for consolidation in Carve. I have liked that one to the short. I've reloaded in Plug. I didn't get the full entry back into this one. You know, I was expecting a bit of a pullback into 9 even. It just turned around at like 895, 896. So I really only got back in one time here. I'll take some out like we've been doing in front of VWAP. You know, now that it's put in that lower high, we do like this one to the short side. INO, which we preferred short, we did take one shot at the long. That's going to stop me at 2250. We like that 23 break. We like the out at 2250. So the short's working. Plug. The long, not necessarily going to work out here in INO. Fastly, I am jumping back into this one on the pullback. That's a stock we like holding on to a little bit. But here comes Plug once again. I don't want to say the party's done on Plug, but after failing on a 9 even break, we're going to start shorting this one. And if it goes below VWAP at 875, we're taking more short at that time. Speaking of that time, you guys know that we have a guest trader segment sponsored by Lewis Daniel Watches, smart watches to be sure. And we have some excellent news. I know Brendan's going to be dropping in a couple of seconds. We introduce our guest of the day.
Hey guys, yeah, just after 11 o'clock, that means it is time for Guest Trader of the Day. If you want to participate with Guest Trader of the Day, send an email to marketing@tradertv.live, and we'll get you on as a guest trader for the day. And yeah, Neil hinted at it there. Just in, guys, everyone who comes on Guest Trader of the Day segment for the month of July getting a Lewis Daniels watch. But not only that, everyone who signs up to come on as Guest Trader of the Day for the month of July also getting a Lewis Daniels watch. Andrew Buller is joining us today for the first time. We are so glad to have him with us, stepping in on short notice as well. So thank you for that. Andrew, you're getting a Lewis Daniels watch for coming on Guest Trader of the Day. It's been a busy one. How has your morning been?
It's been great. You know, I'm just still learning all the ropes on this. You know, early last week and early this week, I made a lot of really good trades, made some money there. Unfortunately, I felt the wagon a couple times today and yesterday, but still overall up for the week and last week. Yeah, I'm just still sitting here absorbing and learning everything I can.
Can't complain about being up. That is for sure. Lots of opportunities once again today. Let's get back to it. Here's Neil and Sean.
Yeah, lots of opportunities abound. And one thing, hey, welcome to the show. And you're excited about Lewis Daniels watches, aren't you there, Andrew? You're going to be getting one of those, so that's a big one. We'd like to thank our sponsor again, and great news, Brendan, for throwing that through. But I like to go back to CCL because, again, some of these stocks that we trade over and over again continue to be profitable names. So hold on one second. We'll get back to that thought. We are now into Pfizer. Pfizer breaking this level right now. It's been bouncing off of 31, 32 as we go. So right now we take a long at 34. But Andrew, what stock have you been looking at today? Do you have a trade currently on? And if so, would you like to share it with us?
So I started off with Beyond Meat a couple times. I don't currently have one on right now just because I didn't want to get too distracted being on air. But yeah, Beyond Meat made a couple gains early and then a little bit of a loss on the last one, but overall still up on it.
Yeah, Beyond Meat's been a little bit of a fun one. And what I was talking about here with CCL before we go is that, look at this. This is why you got to trade the names that you're very, very comfortable with. CCL, short, 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 short. And look at all of these cashes here, guys. Again, some people with different accounts aren't able to do this, but right now we're 17 cents in the money and still holding on to this one. CCL just continues to cash. We'll wait for 16.50. That's what it's about for me, Andrew, is going back to the well and taking trades that you've had past successes on. Also, a name like Pfizer that's in the news today just breaks up. And here we go, a nice little 5-cent winner right away on that one. So do you have a favorite stock that you always go back to? Or are you more trading like with us and with the news? Or how do you sort of screen for what opportunities you may be looking for, Andrew?
So right now, like you said about the favorites, I do like going with the favorites, like Apple for one.
Yep.
It hasn't had as big of moves for me for Apple, but it's been a consistent winner. And again, I've only been doing this about 2 weeks now, but Nicolas actually been a really good stock that I've had success with as well. The first day or two I did this, I think you guys were doing Nicolas.
Yeah.
And I got in and I was scared to lose any money, so I got out real quick, when I had a small gain, and then it kept just running up through the roof. So I did regret doing that, but so I'm trying to hold on a little bit longer, not getting scared out of the trades, just trying to prevent losing money.
Yeah, Nicola, actually looking at it right now, it's rolling over just a little bit here. I did like the break if it could have held 68.25, sorry, it could have held VWAP around 68 and then broken out through 68.25. So if I don't get those conditions, I'm actually not going to jump into the long. Maybe if it bases out at 66 there. Before we get too deeper into this, Andrew, just want to quickly ask you, for the viewers out there, where are you calling us from? Where are you located?
I'm in Tampa, Florida. Yeah, it's sunny and hot here right now.
Yeah, of course, I kind of knew the answer to that question when we chatted earlier. But so look, you're trading in Tampa. Obviously, the lockdown, is in effect a lot of these places. What has been your approach, certainly as you've gotten into this trading on sort of a daily basis, from routine basis? Sort of walk me through your morning. What do you do every single day to get your mind right, to get yourself prepared for trading? I know everyone has their own routine. Always curious to hear how everyone is approaching these days.
Well, first of all, I definitely tune into you guys at 09 just to hear everything that's going on. I look at the news as much as possible, like CNBC, although you got to be careful with that because you never know what the angle is they got on some of the guests on there. And then, as I'm listening to you guys, I'm checking the stock news pre-market as well. Then I'm on like a text document. I'm typing down like the levels that I want to buy in at. And I'm, taking notes on what you guys are saying on levels to get in and get out at. And then, of course, I'm just following the news as much as possible to get a feeling of where a stock is going to move.
Yeah, I just want to quickly alert everybody, a Workhorse making another run through the top. I mean, sometimes you have outs that are fantastic. Every single out here, we got bottom of that move, and then our break-even stop turned into support. So, this looks like it's going to be another runner. We actually were looking at 17 on a break to the top side, so it goes from a short to a long for me in front of 14.50 on a pullback. Of 17 breakout we'll definitely have as well. I'm also in the money on Fastly. I'm going to keep scalping that trade. 85s, the bounce at VWAP, 85.50, 85.70. I like the high-end break if it can get there. We're sort of topping out here in the futures, if we're being honest, guys. We're holding out at 3,100. It's not really doing anything. It is that 11 o'clock hour, so be patient with the prices you like. I do like Workhorse pulling back maybe to this 15 or 14.50 area. I do still like it on the break. If it puts in a higher low, any kind of consolidation, I will very quickly jump into a short trade, then using that high of day, which right now 16.95 would be it, as a tight stop short. So I am now watching Workhorse very closely for a quick little rollover and try to scalp it back to this 15.80 area. So a couple of ideas here for either Workhorse and still playing over in that Fastly long, which has been a good one if you've had this one from the bottom at 82. I jumped into the party at 85 and it's been good, but 87 is that breakout price. I think Fastly really gets going if it goes there.
Yeah, like Fastly here, we're short Luckin Coffee here. Obviously, we know the Luckin Coffee story. They're not good, and we'll wait to see here. There's been some news today. We've been trading that a little bit today throughout. It's been pretty profitable. Again, a lot of accounts, you got to be careful if you do or do not have the ability to trade some of these OTC market names here. So that's what Luckin Coffee is. So if you're unable to get that on your platform, that's most likely why, guys. It's going to be restricted, but we're still trading it here. We do have access through and through on this, and we just take a little bit of a hit there on Luckin Coffee. But okay, that's what we're doing now. CCL still to the downside as well. We're waiting for 50s to break on that, and I did want to give you a quick update on Pfizer. 34.20, guys, is where we'll break that one out at. We'll see if that one wants to come through, breaking through 34.20. We're going to hold that until that does happen. But Pfizer looking like a good little trade for us so far today. Happy with that stock, but we're waiting for a bigger move on that one. Superman is in the building.
Yeah, it's rinse and repeat action. I sort of mentioned what I'm doing here. You always talk about direct market access, and Andrew, I'm going to talk in a brief second here about how active a trader you are and sort of the rules that you have to follow based on your account. For us, we're able to be very active, so I can take multiple trades like this, bouncing in VWAP, and then getting out in front of this 86. So you're catching 50, 60 cent scalp opportunities on FSLY multiple times. I didn't take it the first time. That was a mistake. I'm jumping in now aggressively, just going in long in front of 85. I still like to break at 87. We'll do that. I still like the opportunity to bounce in front of VWAP, so we're going to continue to make that play as well. But I also am now still looking at our good friend, sorry, I just want to quickly jump back here before we go to Brendan. Carve. We do get that rollover, so Callaway, good look. They're running into some resistance. I'm only shorting Carve below 750, guys. So on this pullback, I'm not really yet hunting for the higher low till it tests 9 even. 750 looking for a short. Brendan, what do you got?
Disney, guys, just noticed Disney was having quite a nice day here. It's still up about 1%, but just broke back below 113. Was a little bit of an area in the pre-market here. Huge move to the upside at the open, but just broke back below to the downside. 113 for Disney, guys.
Yeah, we're getting lit up here. Not lit up in a good way, though. CCL now come crashing down 25 cents now in the money. I'm waiting for some 50s here to come through. We did target this early, but look at this. CCL, bang, bang, bang. What a big trade that's been for us today. So, yeah, really happy to have Andrew on board today. The segment sponsored by Lewis Daniels Watches. So all of our guests of the days are going to be getting those watches. So if you do have some interest in coming on the show, Valeria will drop the link, and you guys can email in and support the show that way. But we don't bite, right, Andrew? So far, so good. I think this is probably how it's going to go down. We're waiting for some 56s here on CCL. We just went to 58. That's going to be a 30-cent winner on this name. The market coming back down. But guys, remember, we're still stuck a little bit in this range. I really do think that we have to break through 3,092. And Andrew, there we go. There's some 56s, and bang, that one out. We hit the floss as we continue to go downside here as CCL. Wow. I'm not going to say the gift that keeps on giving, because that's my friend's line. So we'll use that. We'll save that for him. But yeah, to say that this has been a good stock for us would be a misnomer, because this stock has been just tanking for us. Big time trades here today. Andrew, do you ever watch the futures at all? I know if it's beginning traders often just look at the relative strongness or strength in the stock themselves, but you can see what happens here when the futures start going down. If you're on a stock that can tend to follow them, you do get bigger winners. You mentioned Apple. If you're trading Apple, you definitely need to watch the broader market.
So the futures is definitely something I wanted to start looking at, and I wanted to actually ask today about that. So. Okay. The futures, I hear you mention it a lot, and it's something that I've never really paid attention to, but it sounds like something that's extremely important. So, no, what I wanted to ask is what you recommend. Is there any particular platform or website that you would recommend following the futures? And is there any, obviously Apple would be a good one to follow along with that. Yeah. And any other recommendations you might have?
Yeah, sure. So basically, all the trading platforms that you find should be able to quote the S&P 500, and we use the E-minis here. So for us, it's the ES. So you can definitely find that out. I prefer to trade off the E-minis, which is the future S&P 500 contract. So you can look that up. Reason why Apple, but again, I can't recommend any platforms. We use the platform here from Day Trade the World, but most platforms, if they're worth their weight, would definitely have a futures contract on there. Maybe some people in our chat could help out. What platform are you using right now?
I use Fidelity.
Okay, so if anybody else there using Fidelity, you guys can help out and send in the futures contract there to Andrew. He can have a look. But look, the reason why it's so important to Apple is like, I think it's 7 or 8% or something of the S&P 500. You have to find out the weight for that. Not sure if that's, well, NASDAQ, it's going to be higher. But the point is, as the market moves, a lot of these bigger stocks are weighted into these futures indexes, right? And so what happens is, as the market's moving around, a lot of these moves will be led by an Apple or by an Nvidia. If you're talking the NASDAQ 100, the ES is the S&P 500. So it's 500 stocks. But what you're looking for is a stock that has a beta relatively close to that of the S&P 500, because that way you'll notice as that's up 1%, your stock should also come up to that 1% mark. So of course, individual news is going to be affected of it, but you don't want to be long Apple if the market is tanking downside, right? So that's just a little bit of a tip there for you guys on that one. But I do see some people talking here. Fidelity do not have futures trading, someone just mentioned there. So check out the chat there, but we'll be back on that. But anything else to say on that one, Neil? I know that NASDAQ 100 is maybe a preference for you.
Yeah, I always have them both up. And I think, you know, in these markets now where you have the market being led by names like Tesla and a lot of these tech names, I think that's the reason why I'll have the NQ up, just to see. Sometimes there's a big divergence, and that can be your first hint. Now, obviously, if you're watching along with us, you get to see Brendan do the sector watch, and he'll always let you know if there's relative strength or weakness all over the place. So that's definitely one thing you want to watch out for. I just want to quickly jump back into trading for a quick second because I'm basically flat right now. So I want to show you, we got out a plug, and this reload, it's a tight stop in front of 9. I don't want to give these kind of pullbacks to high of day, so we short it at 95, 96, 97, and get out at 9 even. Now, if we can't get through the top, I'm going to look to go short again on a rollover. So if we put in a higher, so a lower high, then we'll jump into the short again off the high of day. But I'm not doing that at 895 and giving it to 920. That doesn't make any sense to me. We're still shorting an 875 break. I still like it if we roll over, and I will still go long on a top-end break on plug as long as it's going to give me a nice little entry there. I think it will. Carve is approaching 750. That's where we wanted to the short side. So Callaway was talking about that that break trade. There it is. Where's my stop? No, we got rejected. Why did we get rejected on the? Let me check to see why I got the rejection there. Thought we had locates on Carve.
Okay, yeah, Carve a big trade there for sure. We do like Carve, but look what's just been happening, guys. Ciao, adios, amigos. There goes CCL to the downside. So that party just crashes down. 51s, guys. 40 penny winner. Hit that cheer. I hear you guys. I hear you guys. And we also have to raise up the platform and the trophy, not platform. I got to stand on a platform. What's up, Brendan?
I was just going to jump in there on Tesla, guys. Speaking of Tesla, with this move today, 4.8% officially surpasses Toyota as the biggest market cap automaker in the world. So Tesla, with this move today, above Toyota as far as market cap is concerned for automakers, guys.
All right.
Yeah, watch out for plug about to take. Look, 917 was the high of day. I like the evens. If it breaks 20, that's when I'm going to be getting long. I'm not really giving I'm not trying to pump the stock, but I don't like it inside of the range here. I'm looking for the breakdown. I'm still looking about those locates and Carve. You can see what it just did to the downside. It is holding low, so I still like it. It's holding below VWAP. I'll get the entry if I can, as long as we don't go further down before I can jump into these shares here. But Carve, I do like it on this little reversal play. The second I can, I am going to be jumping into that short, and of course along through plug if it goes through 920. I want to get back to one other one, FSLY. This was a nice little scalp, but the reason why that I'm taking a range trade here is you do see some resistance at that lower high. So I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket that it's going to make a break through the top. I'm already liking the pullback, which we've taken a couple of times, and I'm already liking the long break, which we haven't been able to do yet. Fastly is showing incredible strength, of course. You've seen the NASDAQ at its highs. We just talked about the futures there, Andrew. So, you know, we talk a little bit about preparation. We talk about style of trade. I think it was a fantastic question you'd asked about the futures. One thing we always stress here is everyone has something to learn. I don't care who you are. Is there anything else sort of as you've sort of begun your journey that maybe you hear us talk about or you see in the chat or any of these other guys talking about that maybe you don't have clarification on, that you want to add to your toolbox that maybe we haven't done in our educational videos? If you have any questions like that, hey, shoot them right at us. But I just want to see if there's anything that stands out for you in terms of something you know you have to learn beyond the futures.
So again, yeah, I'd obviously heard you talking about the futures a lot, but also the level 2 charts. I've heard of those before in the past, but I've never really paid attention to them. And what I've realized in just the past few days of research is most of them you seem to have to pay for. Is how do you use the level 2? What's the biggest benefit to using a level 2 just versus like right now I'm using Yahoo Finance for streaming quotes or real-time quotes. What does the level 2 give you?
I love it. We'll do it right for you live. I can show you my level 2 here. Plug's about to take out 920 at the top. And the reason I just mentioned to you guys, 917 was a previous high on Plug. You look at a chart, what are you going to see? You're going to see the top, it's 917, not 920. But you come to your level 2, where's there a big seller? 150,000 shares at 920. What's there at 917, 918? Basically nothing. So this is what the level 2 can give you, and it's not the be all end all. Just because there's a lot of shares on the offer there and there's a lot of supply of sellers, it doesn't mean it's going to turn around on a dime at 918, 919. It just means that I prefer that. More stops are going to be there. It's a better resistance point, and it's not that it's going to be tried and tested rules that you'll have around it. It's just something you want to add to your toolbox if you have the access, and that's why traders like us are going to be watching it. You heard me talk about earlier on INO, a monster seller at 2260. It got broken, and what happened? It made a test at 23. So, someone ate a lot of shares down there. Obviously, INO then bounced to the upside. Maybe they had to get out if it was a day trade. Maybe it was a gigantic cover. Either way, pressure got relieved, and it headed up. The chart's not going to tell you any of that. Level 2, reading the tape here, the time and sales, that's going to give you that kind of information. It's a good thing to learn if you have that tool available. And that's why we try to show it to you live from time to time when there's something significant. And if you miss it, always ask us back. Again, I'm glad you asked that question. We can't show the level 2 enough here at Day Trade the World.
Yeah, no, and we are creatures of habit, and level 2, I could not trade without it. And there's also another key spot here as well, Andrew, and that is the time and sales. And I mean, and Neil just, there's nothing for me to say about that because that's a great explanation, but you also want to be able to see where the liquidity is coming off, and time and sales, very, very important. I have all of them marked here. Reds, obviously, are anything coming off the bid, and greens are anything coming off the ask. And if there's a spread, that's what's happening in between, which are these odd colors there. So I hope that helps Andrew a little bit, and Neil with the infinite wisdom when it comes to that and structure of at least Prosper Pro 8 platform. And we apologize if you're trading on a platform. Some platforms will charge you a little bit extra for this kind of market data, so you do have to watch out for that. But great questions, Andrew, today, so that's been good. Any setups you're looking for right now? I know you're on the show. We talked about some favorite stocks that you may have been traded. Did we ask you if you made a trade today? I know you're trading Beyond Meat a little bit. Was that the only one today? And if so, is there anything, and I know that we're on the show now, and I don't want you to make a trade if you're not comfortable, but is there a setup or anything in particular that maybe you look for in making a trade? Is there anything that looks a little spicy for you right now?
Right now, there's nothing. Usually, I know you guys say you want to make all the trades between like 9:30 and noon, and I noticed that early yesterday, like after like 11:30, it seems like everything kind of tames down quite a bit. So right now, no, there's nothing in particular. Apple, though, I mean, I'm always looking at that. It always seems like it's making some sort of a good move. So, if it drops down, see, what is that now, 366?
You're right.
I feel like a 363 would probably be a good entry point on that. I don't think we're obviously going to get that, though, today. It's just, it looks like it's too strong.
I wouldn't say we wouldn't get that today. You never know, man. I mean, that's why Apple's a crazy one. Let me give you my take on Apple because we're going back and forth here, and thank you for your take quickly on that one. Look, this is too choppy. So for me, this is a 100% stay away from Apple. I would much rather trade it when the futures, and again, we go back to the futures. Look, this is pretty choppy, right? You think, oh my God, we're going long, and then bang, it goes up here, and you're like, yeah, that's a nice win. Then it, dream breaker back down, you get out, they say, oh my God, it goes back up, then it comes back down, then it goes back up, a nice little run here, but then it comes right back down. It can't hold anything here on the S&P 500, and look at the Apple chart, it's very, very similar. You get a crazy open where we just ripped up $3. There's your 365 down there, but now, Andrew, for me, man, just way too choppy. Like, if I take a breakout anywhere here, or I average in down here, that's not a bad trade. Like, if you come down to 365.60, maybe average in a little bit, and then your break spot is maybe 365.50. That just doesn't seem like enough runway for me. I would much rather prefer Apple if we do take out even this day's high up here, 367.50, which could come on. Actually, you know what? I'm actually glad that we talked about this now. Apple relatively strong into a market that is fading. Apple holding up here. So actually, I do not mind a 367 top take on that one. So not a bad call there on Apple as we go about looking. And I don't know, Neil, the only stocks everyone can see my two positions on right now. One of them is Pfizer, which has come, I mean, we're doing nothing on Pfizer right now. And this is what we talk about again. Wait for something to break out. I thought we had one on Pfizer, a break here, a break, and then we take it. And it does go in the money, 7-8 pennies. But right now, we're
Sean,
suffering.
I'm only going to hit this, and Eric was just asking in the chat. I'm going to update you guys on the plug breakout. I'm only hitting that because we don't have anything specific for plug. We don't have anything specific for Nikola. So we hit the Tesla every single time we're in one of these names. Breakout through that 920. Then caught some out in front of 930 for the scalp trade. Pull back as well to 920, reload, some out for the scalp trade. Now we're gonna hang on to half the position here for the continued runner, guys. If we can make a run to 950, that's gonna be the next target for me on plug. Very similar to what we did a couple of days ago. So as it goes through 930, as it makes the run, hopefully to 950, we'll take some out on the way here. But scalp for the first half, reload, another scalp, and then hang on to the rest. Plug, the short that we did take on in the reversal, you know, we got out in front of VWAP. It was probably a good idea. I don't know if it was a good retracement short. It didn't consolidate long enough, and I probably jumped in too early, but the tight stop was warranted, so only lost a few pennies there. Now we're back to going long in plug, which has been the trend all morning. Brendan, what do you got?
This time of day, Andrew, we typically like to focus our attention on stocks that are doing higher than normal volume, or relative volume, as we like to say. Sun W here, Sunworks just popping up on a volume scanner. Broke $1 there. We pulled back into $1. Looks like it's trying to hold, but monster relative volume on Sun W today, guys.
Sun W, that's going to add that to list. I just got into IDEX, and as you see, our sponsor there, Lewis Daniels Watches, our good friend Andrew, who we want to thank you again, of course, for joining us as guest trader of the day. You'll be getting a watch from Lewis Daniels, but everybody that signs up, and we're extending it another month, so through August as well, anybody that signs up and comes on the show as a guest trader, you're going to get a Lewis Daniels watch sent to you, courtesy of them. It's a fantastic program. Look, hey, it's a fun time coming on here. We're hoping that you can learn something. We're hoping that you enjoy yourself. We certainly do it, and then you get something free out of it. I think everybody wins in that scenario. The price of free is everybody's favorite price. The breakdown of IDX has triggered me into the short. It is 20% to the downside. That means it's short sell restricted. That means it's hard to get the breakdown. That means I'm going to add on pullbacks. That's what it's all about here sometimes when you're playing the trend. 170 and VWAP is where we're going to be loading up to. Not going to be holding it past about 175 or so. But IDX has been a good short for me recently, so I'm going to be all over that one. And we got the reload and plug. It's retesting 920 again, guys. So just don't let that one get out of hand. I still like the long trend to the upside. As long as we hold 910, 915, it should be good to go on plug long IDEX short side, guys.
And happy Canada Day to everybody watching again. We'll put that up, and obviously we are celebrating today by being here live, and then we do have also coming up after the show, and Andrew, make sure you stay for this. We are coming up after the show right now. Number 2, let's go for this one. This is going to be a big one. 1 o'clock, guys. So we're taking a lunch break, and we're passing around a list here, and they have to get to me so I can put my order down. We are going to be doing stock selection, swing trading. So if you're looking to hold things a little bit longer, I know we've been scalping a lot today, but if you're looking to hold things a little longer time frame, a couple days, weeks, whatever, 3 topics there to talk about. Then we have position sizing, which is risk management, as well as getting shaken out. And you did talk about that, Andrew, as well. And that sometimes you get shaken out of trades. You talked about that with your Beyond Meat or CCL earlier as well. I think that's very important. Have you been able to check out any of our market wisdom lessons that have been up there on YouTube, Andrew, at all?
I did last week. I watched a couple of them. Now I kind of forgot what it was now off the top of my head, but yes, I have. So I'm checking those out, and I noticed on the YouTube itself, there's the different categories of videos that you have. And so I'm really appreciative that those are there.
Hey man, that's great. Hope maybe it was the VWAP one. I think the VWAP one has our largest viewers. But yeah, you know what? It's just us talking. The thing about the show is, and I'll leave this to you as well, Andrew. But I mean, we're trying to be as real as it comes. These are real trades, real executions. I actually have 262 fills. Once the floor gets opened up here, I invite anybody to come to the floor. I'll have to talk to the producer before I do this. Too late. Come to the floor, guys. Watch us trade. It's an exciting time. Maybe you can make the trek up here as well. What's up, Brendan?
Big mover yesterday. Polar Power just popping up, guys, on volume scanner here. They bought this thing into earnings. Yesterday it reported earnings aftermarket, but back to the downside here. Just failed again at 350. Was a little bit of a pivot in the pre-market there, but watch 350 here for POLA, guys.
Someone was asking, I did miss this one. I apologize on the chat there on plug for a pullback trade. I am working out of this one. I don't like the wedge that we're forming here. So, if it's going to only be a scalp trade, that's going to have to be fine. But for someone that is long on a swing at 8:30 in the morning, the level I was shorting and looking to be short as a day trader was through 875 is where I put something a little more aggressive on. So I would like that as a swing, a stop out. If you're going to be looking for something, you want to see if you can't hold for a bigger move to the upside. If you want to be locking in profit, I do like that level a little bit better. We did jump into IDEX. I have not taken any profit out on this one. Again, it's a $1.50 stock, but as I'm trying to work into position below 175, it's going to have to make a test of 150 for me to consider taking anything off. We're short at 158. If I can get more shares in the 60s, that's great. If I can't, I'm not taking anything out until it goes at least a little bit further to the downside. And if 150 breaks, I'm trying to add to my position as opposed to take off here. So I want to try to be aggressive with how far we make this winning trade here. I just want to have another quick question for you, Andrew. You'll see us making all the executions. Sean's made over 200. I'm at about 140 or so. But I wanted to quickly ask you, when it comes to your trading, do you put restrictions on yourself ever for how many trades you might make in a day, or how many, how many losses in a row that you might take in general, regardless of time frame? Do you have any rules around the style of trading you might do in terms of frequency? Whether you have a few wins in a row, do you go more aggressive? If you have a few losses in a row, do you taper back? Or do you just sort of stay even keel, go with the system, regardless of performance and regardless of how often it says you should get in?
So for me, I try to keep on no more than 2 or 3 trades at a time. I know you guys have several at a time, but I can't keep up. There's like no way I can do it. I don't think my platform works fast enough for that. As far as like yesterday, I was making quite a few gains. So you're right. I did take a little bit more risk as I made more gains. And then that's when I got knocked down a little bit. So after 2-3 losses, that's when I was like, okay, I just need to sit it out. And that's when I just stopped for the day yesterday. I just feel like it's better to walk away and, don't try to be a hero and make everything back and, just keep taking losses after losses.
Yeah, it's not about it. Look, it's not about being a hero. It's about being consistent, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't take what you've made, it doesn't make a difference. You're going to have a great morning and make all that money in the world, but you throw it away at lunchtime and you walk away flat or negative. It's actually a worse feeling than anything else. You'll hear, as an educational thing, you'll hear Sean say LFT. That's a term we use at Day Trade the World. It's called loss from the top. That's one of the most frustrating things for a trader. You hit that high point that you're up, and then you sort of throw all that money away for the rest of the day, and maybe you make a little bit back at the close, something like that. So it's a metric that we like to look at from time to time. I like the fact that you do reassess after, say a couple of hits here or there. I always find in the morning, if I take a couple of hits on a particular stock, and I have a good read in another one, I'll throw that first one out the window and focus on the one that you're making money on. Like VXRT is an example yesterday. That was a good read to the long side. A couple other ones were not good, so you just dug in on VXRT because the volume's there, liquidity's there, the move is there, and the other reads not necessarily there. I did just miss, and I'm going to go back to trading for a quick second, just missed out on this little pullback on Fastly, a little frustrated about it. There was this pullback we caught a couple of times here in front of 85. It just did it again. It's having a little trouble going further than 85 half. So just watch out. If Fastly does break below VWAP and the futures are coming in, I don't like shorting the name, but I will be short at 84.50 if it does break on Fastly. Brennan, what do you got?
I'm not sure how we missed this one, guys, but AMGN, huge move today. Right at 10 o'clock, news came out. AMGN 234 up to 248. They won a patent dispute case over Novartis. So nice look here for AMGN, 5%, guys.
Amgen. Okay, yeah. I mean, Amgen's a name that's been in a lot of this talk here, and Amgen, a good name. You know what another one is? Amren, A-M-R-N. I was talking with Kevin about this one, buying some options, but options in the garbage if you did right now. Well, depending on when you got it, I guess. But Amren, yeah, this stock just tanking down, $6.95. Wow, this was a $14, $15 name, down to $4. But that's Amren. I know you're talking about Amgen, A-M-G-N, right? A-M-G-N. Probably still a NASDAQ name, GN, there we go. Yes, wow, $248 today, up, wow, yeah, nice, look, wow. See, this is what we're talking about, Andrew. If you can find the right stocks in the right space at the right time, this is a perfect breakout right here. 935, we make that move down. If this is on your radar, you pick that back up right here, very much like this Beyond Meat trade that we had early on in the morning. It was on our radar. We let it fall all the way down before picking it up and running this to the top side. Now Beyond Meat, though, only up 7%. Wow, this stock is fallen. See, like, this is a nice little spot here. This was the down tick before, and look, if this is another, I mean, we can't do better learning example than this right now, and I'm going to actually blow this up for you guys. Look where Beyond Meat ticked down to at 935, right, guys? It ticked down to 143.75. This is another spot. If you're patient, you can wait. This comes down again and only goes, it ticks down basically 20 cents from this bottom before ripping back up another $3. We're looking to break this bottom right here. I think this is a good spot to go short right now, guys, Beyond Meat.
Watch out for FedEx here. It's coming right back upside. Now, remember, there was that break below VWAP. I took off for a small win, my short, as it basically was holding here at VWAP, and the market was trying to march to the upside. But now it looks like it's a firm retracement. Brennan, in just a quick second, but if we hold VWAP here, I'm looking for a play below this 160 area back to the short side, retest 158. Stop will be around VWAP. Brennan, what do you got?
That Amgen, guys, also all-time highs for that one, AMGN. Here's another one, Peloton, 2.8% today. Just tagged 60, what was the high there? 60.08, which is also an all-time high for Peloton. So big time volume spike there, taking this thing through $60, guys.
Yeah, that's no offense about Peloton, but Peloton, a very good name there, a COVID name, and I hate to say that, but everybody sitting at home there. It's very similar to the Zoom, to the Chewies of the world. Should have bought some Peloton as that one's rocking and rolling. Okay, Beyond Meat, there's the short now. Andrew, we're in the short right now, so watch out. We're going to take this one to the downside here. And again, like you talked about, Andrew, and I'm really glad that you brought this up, and very smart listening by you, and this is what we do, but this is not a maximum risk trade. It's 1140 right now. Beyond Meat's a strong stock. Generally, I do not like shorting stocks that are up, especially like this. But the trend, like this is a lower high there again, lower high again. We kind of try to make new highs right here and there, but now you come back, faded down. So let's watch out for this one. I'm going to, because it's not that much risk, we'll probably give it up here to about 145 or so. But Beyond Meat right now, looking for a short 143.40. Got to give this one a little bit of room, guys.
Yeah, I just finally got in the carve here. You did see it roll over. I did like that initial short when it broke down below VWAP around 750. It then made a nice little bounce play. Failed at 8, which is great for us here, and then comes back down. So once it retakes that 750, I did jump in here. Not a great price because I started at 29s. We're late to the party. But we're going to grab this short on any consolidation between here and say 770, 780. Our good friend Brendan's got something for us. What do you have there?
We have a strange dark tick on this chart, but Dun and Bradstreet, DNB in New York, IPO today, just opened, guys. Doing some decent volume. Wasn't a huge one, but doing some decent volume. Opened at 25. This, you're going to have to disregard that. Doesn't show much, but DNB.NY, guys, just opened.
Quick question for you, Andrew. Do you ever look at IPOs, or do you need to have a little bit of price action, a little bit of history, knowledge about the stock fundamentally that you can research before you jump in, or is IPO sort of off the radar for you?
Well, so IPOs in past several years, they really don't excite me, just because we're going way back here in the archives. But when Yelp IPO'd, that was like a day trade for me. That's probably my first day trade, and granted, very rare that I day traded back then. Then the next one that I got in the IPO was Facebook. I didn't end up holding that very long. Obviously, in hindsight, I should have, but I just remember, yes, it closed up that day, but then the price action and then following weeks, it didn't do that well. And then the last IPO that I ever got in on was Twitter, and that one burned me too, because I wasn't able to get before the market opened. And so I tried to buy on the way going up, and I got burned as it basically hit the top, and then you crashed down on me.
You know, I remember that Facebook day as well, and Twitter in addition. And one of the things you hear Sean and I talk about, you know, we look to play these IPOs. You don't have historical levels. You do sort of play with the trend, but you want to see if there's going to be some actual big buyers that step up to the plate. And, you know, as I look at DNB here, I haven't really seen that yet. It's got a 25-25 top that it's looking to take off. So, you know, we open at 25. I do see the 25-25 here. It could be a bit of a scalp trade. The volume is fantastic for me. That's why it's going to be in and out for a scalp trade, unless I see something really obvious in terms of support. And you know, we were talking about this. I know when we first interviewed you to come on the show. Facebook on its first day, and if you ever see this on an IPO where the actual open price gets defended by the market maker who underwrote it, and reload that order, it's going to be the easiest long you've ever seen in your life because they just won't let it break. And that's what happened with Morgan Stanley. If I see something like that happen, I'm always going to be jumping into it for a day trade. But again, you have to have a level. Now, I'm watching 25-25. It's a simple trade. If it breaks the top on DNB, I'll go for a long break, take it out in front of the next quarter, maybe hang on to some with a 25 a trail there. So that's all I'm looking at for DNB. I don't have anything obvious to watch other than that, guys.
Okay. Yeah, good question there about IPOs. We did have that, what was it? Albertsons was IPOing before. We'll check that out. Okay, guys. Cancel. Beyond Meat, we're still in that short. It goes up to 144. I told you we're not gonna take a 60-cent hit on this. We're gonna hope for the downside. Wait for 143 to come in on Beyond Meat. Watch these futures, guys. If that crashes, we know we'll have a big winner there. CCL right now heading to the downside. We still have that short. This was a great reload spot. Just was caught up. Did not notice that. That should have been reloaded up here at 80, especially if we're going to be pulling the trigger on a 17 out. That's a great spot there. Beyond Meat now breaking back down to 143. We're on the bid. Can we get this? Can we get 143 and change down here? That's me at 02. Let's see if we can get some fills down there. It stops at me on the bid. I am at 02. And again, even level lots there is what's going to be triggered. We need that 02 fill. A nice little 40-cent run right now for Beyond Meat. Hopefully that breaks 143. And then you'll see me hit the celebration button. But bounces off me there. Give me a break. What's up, Brandon?
Another strong one here. Crisp Therapeutics, guys. Almost 10% just popping up. Look at the volume still at this point in the day. Just a nice little technical breakout, 79.75 up to about 80.75 there. This time of the morning, got to pick and choose your spots a little bit. This one trending to the upside. Nice volume on CRSP, guys.
Right,
and trending back to the downside is INO. I told you guys not to forget about this one. If it took out the low there, it just made a test of 21.50. The actual low 36. I just want to make sure we caught this one a little bit early. It's SSR, so I don't want it to take out the low and then I missed the party on one of those breaks. I just wanted to be involved in INO. So 21.50 was a level before. We saw it put in that higher low before. That's where we got out of our short originally. So now we're going short again through that break. Got 47 to the short side. I've added to my position in CARB, but I can tell you DNB, it did break that 25, and again, like I sort of mentioned, you get some out in front of the quarters, and I'll get that over to you again. So 20, what's after 25? The next one's going to be that 50 level. So that's why I take some shares out. I'll show you the level too because the charts are useless on the first day, obviously. We'll take some shares out in front of 50s. If it breaks 50, we'll hold on to some in front of that as well, or past that break. Long at 25.28. Quick little scalp. We'll take some more out if 25.50 breaks. It's not that exciting of an IPO in terms of its hype. But if you can catch a quick little breakout for some scalp wins, take advantage of the volume, and then do what we do here, guys. So INO working to the short side. Good. There's that break. Win the money, 20 cents there. DNB winner as well.
Okay, Beyond Meat bounces off us again. We're going to get that 02 eventually. We're sitting right there. You can see with NASDAQ with that lot. But coming up, guys, I did want to make sure that we all remembered this. This is our live recording, guys, and check out these topics. These are very, very obviously, we wouldn't be doing them if we didn't feel that they were important. Make sure that you guys get this into your calendar. Join us at 1 p.m. We'll quickly eat as much as we want to come back. We'll do that. 1 p.m. coming up, guys. Important topics today. Andrew, you've already touched on some of that with regards to position sizing and risk management, how long to hold on to things. So I think that's a very, very important spot. You aren't going to believe it, like 143.02 bounced off me again at 143.02 on Beyond Meat. So, I'm going to sneak an order somewhere else, not 143.02. We'll see if it comes back down, and then we'll see if I get hit. But it's not a good sign when it bounces off your order twice there. So that's why sometimes picking key levels, I don't even know if 02 is a key level or not. I'm just trying to get out in front of 143.
It's a good sign when you get a break and it just immediately goes for you. You get that little quick action and 2150 breaks on INO, waiting all morning for it, and you get that immediate move to the next level, 21. I'll take the scalp out. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to short more on a pullback. I'm going to see if we can't hold on to this short side trade. The first one, good. Tried a long. That didn't work. Probably should have stuck with our gut there and been short side in this one. So good trade here going on in INO. I can tell you we got another run at 25.50 on DNB. Yeah, this one's just not that exciting. It doesn't have enough legs. I don't want to take it all out just for 15, 20 cent scalp trades, but that seems like it might be all that's in the cards for us. If it breaks 25.50, I'll have a little bit on board, see how far it goes. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be as big of a runner as we can expect, but I think INO has a better shot to be that for us. It's been a great downward trend here. We'll try to short that pullback. Hang on to it all afternoon if we can, because I love when these start to come in. Day number 2 for INO. You don't want to get caught with your pants down when you have a long and a gap up like this one the last few sessions. And we've been mentioning, we talked about this yesterday, Sean, 15 is very, very reasonable for this to come back to at some point. And if you're long, you don't want to wait till that. If I'm short, I want to make sure I take advantage of that. So that's what we're trying to do here, playing both ends of the stick on INO on the way up last week, on the way back down today. You can't have too much of a bias when it comes to these high flyers.
Did you say pants down? Okay, we're not caught with our pants down yet, but I like that. There should be some Canada flags on that. Andrew, have you ever visited this great country, northbound?
I have. I did for the first time in 2016 because I want to see Niagara Falls, and I always heard that you needed to go to the Canada side to see, and it was absolutely phenomenal. We actually wanted to go back this July, but the border's been closed, and I heard it was extended. So you were saying earlier that, if people wanted to visit the trading floor, I absolutely would. I would love to. Just got to wait for that border to open back up.
Yeah, and yeah, thanks. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come, and we'll send out a few things as we go, as that can be possible. Because right now, Andrew, I don't know if we have. I mean, literally, we're on a floor that has like 30 stations, and unfortunately, they're only occupied by 4 of us. Right? Yeah, there it is. There, empty floors, a bunch of screens. It's a fun time. We would love it for you to come through, and especially we're like an hour and a half, depending on how crazy you drive, Randy, away from the Niagara Falls. So we're very close to that Buffalo border there. So yeah, we welcome everybody through. Be a fun time to come and see all of the traders. But is there anybody you want to give a shout out to at all? Family, friends, anybody watching, trading, friends, or anybody that you want to give a shout out to, Andrew?
Yeah, mainly my brother Kevin. I know he's watching. I don't think anybody else is able to watch today, but I don't know if he was able to stay on because he's working from home. But yeah, hello to my brother Kevin in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, what's up, the Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes. Oh, Missouri. I was gonna say Patrick Mahomes there, but
right. Yeah, that's where he lives. Yep. Yep, definitely a Chiefs fan. So hoping we actually have a season this year.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I really do hope so as well, for the sake of everybody. We're big, huge. Neil and I, obviously, we've been in fantasy pools since high school. And as you can see by some of our gray hairs, high school was quite a while ago. So we're in a bunch of this, and we always make fun of some of the members in our fantasy league. What's up, Zane, right, Neil?
Oh, I mean, that guy. So if you talk about trading, you get the FOMO trader, that person that overtrades, where every single thing is an opportunity to get in. Every chart looks like a good setup. That's our good friend. I would be scared to see him on a trading floor. Sean does 200 executions a day. He'd make 1,000, 2,000 for sure. And I mean, as a day trader, that would be unsustainable. I've seen traders that are that active, and I have no idea how you can do it. You have to have some semblance of control, certainly, and put some limits on yourself there. I'm just sort of noting here, going back to INO for a quick second, this 21 level, this is exactly what happened at 2150. You had some consolidation the first time on the way down. If you had that initial short, I didn't have it till later, but then it made a double bottom. If it makes another bottom here, maybe 10, 15 minutes of consolidation, I know the show was ending in 10 minutes or so. But if we do hold consolidation at 21, I'll probably go back reverting to what we did earlier, which is get out of the position and then wait patiently. Instead of reversing to an ideal long, catch the pop to about 22.50 and then see if we can't get the short that way. So I definitely mistakenly got away from the short too early. Not going to make the same mistake in INO, just going to structure it a little bit differently by taking that 50-cent profit and looking for the deeper pullback to get the bigger win that way. And then we can always short 21 on a break. So I can be active because I'm able to do that. I can restructure the trade idea when I see the same sort of pattern reemerging that we saw earlier in the day. It's always worthwhile to learn from other mistakes. Even though it's a winning trade, I can certainly have done better in the morning. I could have had a better short in that retracement on INO, and I'm not done with this stock by a long stretch. Probably one of our 1 or 2 best stocks in the last week, at least for me. On the way up, it was fantastic. On the way down, not as good, but certainly profitable for us here.
Yeah, lots of good names today to be trading. We want to thank everybody for joining us. We also want to thank Lewis Daniels for the watches, and you're going to be getting one of those shipped to you, Andrew, so you don't have to pay for shipping. You don't have to do anything. That watch will be coming to you, and you'll pick out which one you want. Lewis Daniels, check them out, Google them, and we've been showing their logo up for quite a while, so that's going to be a good one. And once again, thank you for joining us. And anybody else, just announced today, due to the success of this sponsorship, anybody that gets us in for July, just send it in. We'll interview you up. You'll get on the show. Pretty easy process, right, Andrew? Anybody that signs up will get you a watch here. Anybody that signs up in the month of July, maybe you'll come on in August, maybe you'll come in September, but pretty good, pretty easy. And I think you've enjoyed yourself so far today, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I was nervous earlier. I said I was excited to be here. I love what you guys are doing, and happy Canada Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a great time and very smooth process too. So I highly recommend coming on the show if you're able to.
Good, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for that, and happy 4th of July to you too. That's going to be coming up, obviously, on Friday. Just to give everybody a quick reminder, no show on Friday, okay, guys? No U.S. markets. That's going to be our policy. It has been since we started and moving forward. So we do not have a show coming up on Friday. So today is Wednesday. I keep losing track of days. Tomorrow will be our last day. What's up, Brendan?
Another one to look at here, guys. We were talking about Macy's earlier. Nordstrom's just popping up on a bit of a volume spike there. Apparently some issues with their online sales numbers that they're working on right now. But Nordstrom's to the downside all morning long, basically. We topped out 1620 back down to 1550, kind of consolidating around this 1550 area. But yeah, they're talking about some issues with the reporting of their online sales numbers, guys.
I just want to quickly see if I can clean up the chart here. I want to clean up my 1 minute for DNB so you can see my 3 is working just fine now. So I'm showing you what we did for the long side trade at 25.25 with a 25 stop. And again, it's not the sexiest of IPOs. I got to be honest with you. It's not like it's going parabolic or anything, but we are able to take sort of an obvious breakout. It had put in a high after the first couple of minutes, then pulled back and couldn't get back through the next quarter. If it can take out 25.50, I still got 40% of the position onto the long side. It's only been a 15-20 cent scalp, as you can see here. But if we break 50s, hey, fair enough. We can maybe get a bit of a bigger winner for us here on DNB. Lots of ways to trade IPOs. You've seen what Sean and I like to do here, catching the first level of significance and then taking advantage of it. INO has not broken 21 yet. As I look over it, there's actually a bit of a buyer here, and Andrew, you asked about level 2, so I'm going to jump quickly over to INO's level 2 so that you can see what I'm talking about here. We do have about 100,000 shares in the bid at 91. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is what I probably should have done the last time, more aggressively. I did take some out here at this even, but I didn't do it until the second test. And I missed out on a pullback type of trade there, and then another retest of 21. So this time I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get out in front of 21. If it breaks here, I got to stop to go short more. If it pulls back, I got some orders that I'm going to put in there to get short on the pullback. So again, playing the range, 50-cent wins all around on INO. It's all about the downside for me in this stock the last couple of days here. We love this INO short, guys.
And guys, we swing the heavy stick again. And guess what, Beyond Meat? I tricked you. you. How do you like that one? I mean, I'm tricking the stock. That has nothing to do with me. So there you go. But look where we get out, guys. 87. Haha. We pull our 143.02 order there. And this is the thing, Andrew. Sometimes money makes me do crazy things. There we go. We pull that order at 143.02. You don't want to fill me there? Well, guess what? I'm going to take 20 more cents on that one. So there we go. A little wink to you guys there, Beyond Meat. We get out of half right there for a big win right there. A nice 65-cent win there on Beyond Meat. Now we'll hold the rest, and I don't know. I'm weird today. What's up, Brendan?
It's been one of those days, guys. It's also that time. We're going to throw the link out there. I think Valeria's already done it, but yeah, our latest educational video coming your way right now. Exponential moving average. Learn all about the EMA. Few ways you can use it. Few things you have to keep in mind if you're going to use it. Exponential moving average video coming your way right now, guys.
All right, one of our favorite videos to go so far, exponential videos, simple moving averages. There's a lot of videos coming your way. Join us, guys, at 1 o'clock today. I know you'll be there, Andrew. If you're not, let's just pretend you will be there. The one question that we always ask all of our viewers, I'm going to do it to you right now. Put on your sales hat. If you are not a subscriber, why should you be? And what is your favorite thing about the show?
I am a subscriber, and in fact, I think I may have done it on 2 different accounts of mine. Favorite thing about the show is the energy, man. I love, like, you guys keep me engaged. The energy is just amazing. So that's my favorite thing about the show. Not to mention the side part of making the money too.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. And, we try to keep the energy high. It is tough. People ask us, when are we taking days off? I don't know. We may never take a day off, but it is very important, guys. Take that holiday. And yeah, sometimes the old throw to mind. No fruit salad today because our caterer's not here. So we're talking. And there goes Beyond Meat, by the way, straight to the downside. This is now a $1 winner. So Superman is back in the building. Here, another winner for you guys. As we go, we are at our highest spot of the day. The only 2 trades we have on, you can see at the bottom here. I only have 1 losing trade today, and that is this one, TTOO. But right now, CCL, ho-hum, this is a 30-cent winner, and Beyond Meat was just in $1, but we'll give that one some room to go. But Neil, with only a few minutes left to go, we just dropped that video. Check the link out if you guys wanted that. Make sure you subscribe to that page. Still lots of fun happenings today, guys.
Yeah, and I'm still going to be watching that DNB, as long as it's a profitable sort of range for us here above this 25. Look at this 25.50 break. Looks like it's going to be a good one, so I'll go ahead and take more shares out in front, just knowing that I'm going to be taking a break of 25.50 on DNB for a quick little scalp trade. That's what we like to do with those IPOs. What we also like to do is go to Brendan at the tail end of the show here. So let's throw it to the desk. Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, a couple more minutes to go. It is about that time. We normally at this time have a look at what's coming up after market and before the open tomorrow as far as earnings are concerned, but nothing really too significant to talk about on the earnings front. Andrew, wanted to thank you once again for coming on in short notice. We had a cancellation. Andrew stepped in. We much appreciate it. Andrew is getting a Lewis Daniels watch for coming on as a guest trader. Join us, guys, if you want to, for the last hour of the show. 11 a.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. as our guest trader of the day. You'll get a Lewis Daniels watch for the entire month of July. Anyone who signs up in addition to those coming on for the month of July are also getting a Lewis Daniels watch. You don't have to do anything. You just say, I want that one, and it'll show up at your door. You don't pay for shipping. You don't pay for anything. It just shows up at your door. We'll ship it right to you. So that is something to look forward to coming up for the rest of the month of July. Everyone knows what day it is today, but I'm going to let Valeria tell you one more time.
Hey guys, another great day together. And hello Andrew, thank you very much for joining us today. Guys, we would love you to join us also. Send your request at marketing@tradertv.live in order to participate. And you will receive beautiful free watches, so you will remember about this moment forever. And guys, of course, subscribe to this channel so you receive notifications when we are back on air. And please like this video if you didn't do it yet. It takes just 1 second and you will make us really happy. We really want to know that you enjoy what we do. So guys, today is the National Canada Day! Happy Canada Day, everyone who lives in Canada or have Canadian passport.
And there we go. We'll raise up that flag, and
There
yes,
it is.
it's been a good one. Neil has the jersey. He's just holding it over his head. Maybe we do the rest. No, Neil, higher.
Higher. Okay, there we go.
There it
There's
is.
a Canada
Says Canada.
jersey.
That's like the alternative jersey. So nice little black one. They wear all different ones at the Olympics, but nice jersey there. Thank you so much, Valeria, for that. And yeah, anybody representing Canada today or part of this great country, happy Canada Day. I hope you guys are popping some bottles, and after the kind of day it's been today, I'll be popping a few of those and hopefully not blowing off my face and or hands with the fireworks that we popping off. And
No
shout out to
fireworks.
my kids. Yeah, there's big ones coming.
No fireworks allowed, Sean.
There's gonna be lots
Let's
of
not do
fireworks.
that.
There's
But
gonna be lots of fireworks.
I want to give a quick shout out there. This one's for you, Brendan.
Yeah, I
Jean-Paul
saw that.
Gutierrez. Thank you for that super chat.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no. I just want to say thank you as well for that super chat. That is why we were here, guys, to let you know what is happening, what is moving, so you can take advantage of it. Join us again tomorrow. Again, Sean said no show on Friday. We will celebrate the July 4th holiday with everyone south of the border.
Absolutely. And as we celebrate our holiday here, and you guys are going to do that in a couple of days, a lot of you anyways, for the entire team here, it's been a fun one. I want to give a big shout out and a big thanks, Andrew, for coming on. Everyone that didn't tune in at the beginning, Andrew coming on at last minute notice when we had a cancellation. So big thanks to you for that. I hope you learned something. We always enjoy getting a perspective of a different trader. You have a lot of experience, jumping now back into day trading. I think that's a fantastic story, and we're glad to learn from it. And it'd be fun to have you visit the floor, as Sean said, when things change. So again, thank you there, Andrew. Down the line, Valeria doing a fantastic job as always. We didn't make up this day. This is true. It is Canada Day today.
We don't make up the days.
Well, it seems like sometimes we do make them up, but it's just a coincidence. We didn't get the fruit salad, but you got a little something to show off. There we go.
The cup. Yeah, this is made for my kid. Happy Father's Day. Looks like 2026, but trust me, it's 2020. Thank you so much to my man for this one, and we'll continue to raise the cup, and today maybe we drink out of it.
Absolutely, and our good friend Brendan Wickens giving all of those hits, and the good one with Sun W there. Another one in a nice vest as usual. Brendan looking dapper as always with the clean cut haircut. I am Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy Canada Day.